peak time, because someone will die. And as we know, when a dog gets hungry that looks like a wolf like that, it will eat you.
It is win or go home now. Obviously, you know, these players have been waiting around. Well, VortiX not the whole day, but Puppypaw been waiting, watching, and ready to go. He's ready to get that, get a couple wins under his belt and get along under the loser's bracket. But VortiX, he wants to redeem himself, wants to be able to move along, and maybe match up against his bro down the road if he can upset Marine Lord.
And this time around, you know, we had excavation between the two Spanish bros. And you remember we talked about like Mongols just getting ignored. No, Puppypaw believes in it. Not just that, this draft's kind of crazy, isn't it? VortiX got his hands on Chinese. We got the Mongol pick coming through on a sensible map for Puppypaw. Did you notice the other change? We were just talking in the interviews about Lancaster being as broken as China. That's the ban. So both China and Knights Templar are going to make it through for this one with Holy Island in rotation.
I did not expect to see KT available at all when there's water maps or anything of the sort, but Puppypaw, he's got one under his belt. Obviously, VortiX prioritizing a little bit differently, a little bit some different game plan than playing against his bro. And look at the all-time head-to-head.
It's crazy.
The little bit slided towards Puppypaw over here, but again, look at the recent history from VortiX. You know, Elite Classic, obviously Puppypaw able to do the 4-2, but the other two series are going VortiX's way.
I'm telling you, VortiX is just leveling up. You know, when we started the Midweek Master Season 2, the first few weeks, just watching VortiX get back in form, I was like, this guy's going to thrust a trophy. That was my belief going into Masters Falls. I actually had him pegged as like, he will beat everyone. And then it's like, will it be Marine Lord or Wham fall on behind him, right? But kind of crazy that he's actually not still in the upper bracket. His brother's the one that pulls through there. Curious to see if he can actually pull it back. Like, you know, I think VortiX of the remaining players would be my favorite to get all the way to lower bracket finals. So, Puppypaw, he's gonna have to impress me here, but historically he's done that.
It doesn't surprise me hearing you say pegged VortiX as one of your top three, so makes sense with you giving him the favorite to make it through that lower bracket series, but still has a lot of games to worry about. First time we've seen Frisian Marshes picked here today. Obviously, there have been plenty of changes on that map over the years, but still always a fun and exciting one to watch. Civs have obviously changed a little bit over time with those changes. Obviously, less sheep. A little bit more of kind of some food investment that you need to move out on the map to be, but excavation, first map, Mongols being picked. We talked a bunch about Mongols being that civ that everyone thought was going to be the best one by far, but a few others kind of somewhat make some more sense at times. But Puppypaw, he says, let me show y'all what Mongols can do over here.
Yeah, HRE isn't one of them, right? Like, you wouldn't normally think HRE because you think HRE, you think relics. Every single relic on this map is buried. Okay, so like VortiX is going to need your dog's help to get them out of the ground quick enough to really feel like the HRE here. So it's curious to see if you can get that tempo aggression, because that's why I think you pick HRE. Is like you're looking to swing out the door with like Archer Mass, spam in, and pressure. But like if that doesn't work, you don't really have a good fallback plan as HRE here.
A little bit extra movement speed can go a long way on those infantry units, but enough of the time, enough of the contemplation. We are going to see what these players have planned. The barracks opening, but not out like we saw previously in the previous mats. Not the min max, you know, trying to capture it immediately, build the house next to the excavation site as well. But Puppypaw over on the other side, Uvu location next to TC. Gold is going to be quite the distance away, though, from that TC.
Yeah, and reminder, folks, this map, Excavation, there is 8 points of interest. They're all the stone generation ones that you dig up relics from. The placement of the racks by VortiX, I think, is intentional. This is not a get your stone build. He has no use for it. This is a you don't get stone build. He's already got a spearman running across towards this very location.
Yeah, I mean, Puppypaw at least will have another way to gather up that stone with his Uvu already being built. But look at the timing that VortiX is about to have for this.
Oh, no, look at what he does, though. No, is he trying to catch the villager on the return or something? Like, that's... Maybe he just didn't realize, because he could have walked in and paused that timer, stopped the cap.
I thought that's exactly what he was going to do. Rax needs one more tick.
Please finish it.
Okay, thank you. Villager... Able to run back home in time, no problem, and the barracks even gets to reset up. There's at times, though, that, you know, sometimes if the spearmen can get close enough, they can really cause some annoyance there. Oh, DC fire! DC, both spears gone!
What? He's invested as well. He already built 2 more, so it's not like you're like, okay, whatever, age up. This is expensive now.
And I mean, one civ that is so easy to kind of equalize these numbers, especially if you get some extra stones generation, is the Mongols. They're double producing, and they're not spending the food to double produce as well. So it feels really, really good for Puppypaw here.
And this is tilting, right? Because you're like, any other civ, you know what that TC is roughly going to be. But this is the nature of Mongols. Sometimes they just shift their TC so much for a good spawn, and it screws you over like this super hard.
And Puppypaw, I think, is fine with taking this fight. I mean, yeah, definitely. Vortex can go back, heal up those units with the Prelate, but this is this tempo that Puppypaw's able to get early. He can double, triple down on this, again, with the same investment that Vortex has had.
And, you know, like, some people look at that and go, well, why didn't Vortex just send the scout in? Because the scout needed to check the back to see if there was anything happening there. He also needs to get sheep, right? There's so many things you need your scout to do in the first few minutes of play, especially on Dark Age-oriented maps. So it puts you in these type of binds quite often. And now, Puppypaw with the pull forward here. What are we up to? The gold? Oh, yeah. He's moving everything down here. Like, he's the ball. Oh, my God.
Woof? Like a little bit closer to the... Oh, my... What a lovely spot. The Gur right next to the boar, right next to the gold. And Puppypaw feeling good about the start to this game.
Yeah, like the start of this map, you're pretty far apart, but not with the way he's played. He's just getting closer and closer to Vortex's base of his own. Almost feel like we're going to see an old school town center rush at this rate.
Oh my God. If only, if only. Actually, I don't know if anyone wants to actually see that. They definitely don't want
if only, really? Just like looking for that guy who's been away from the game for 4 years, comes back and then just tries to unpack his TC in your range and can't. Like, what?
And Vortex moving forward with his few spears while aging up.
That was sick.
Didn't really realize what all he was walking into. Prelate's going to try to out-heal these. But Puppypaw, he just says, forget the spears. I'm going to go deny gold for the time being. One spear almost goes down, but super tight micro there from Vortex. Able to keep every unit alive. Not necessarily healthy yet, but should be healthy in a second.
Yeah, but like he's been so on point with his micro from a rough position. So like when the initial approach came in, Vortex was heavily outnumbered. He just turned around with one spin and took out an enemy spear. Got away with it, right? And even here, like not losing a single soul the whole time is crucial. He's also got E-repairs, so this mining camp doesn't require him to fully commit to defend. He's going to snipe another, and with the marching drills run away. Like, rough start for Vortex, but I think this has been a great recovery for the start of his tech up.
Yeah, definitely is feeling a lot better after that. Like you said, emergency repairs comes through, but at that point, feudal age finishes for Vortex. Gonna start getting that little bit of a boost to his economy. Puppypaw realized I need to head on home. He'll still be annoying with this con for a little bit, but God, look at that speed when they have the charge distance. They're almost able to close down the distance on the con.
And that's why he was so easily able to go and get kills, get out. That's why most people don't want to play Dark Age against HRE. It's just infuriating, right? Mongol sometimes is like, oh, I got the Khan, I can finish, but what Khan? He's just gone. And remember the ball play? Well, he hasn't teched up yet. These are hardened spears. This is a really hard fight for Puppypaw.
And it's one that he needs to run back home with those villagers or pull the shivs out. He's got 2 more spears on the way. Obviously, no prelate forward here, so Vortex's lower health spears need to just be pulled to the backside, not taken down.
He's got archers coming.
And this is an unbelievable... I mean...
How do you stay here? How do you stay here as Puppypaw, right? Your tech up's complete in, what, 10? Then you need hardened. There might not be any spears left alive by the time you get hardened. Look at the archers.
First archer arrives here. Puppypaw needs to run back away, but he's trying to just give himself enough timing on that boar where he can stay gathering and not have to idle out all those villagers. Outpost rushed up as fast as possible.
Smart choice, because like right now you've got 200 stone. There's a temptation to like go stables, get a Keshik out, so you can like try and contest the archers, or like go archers here with the extra wood. But static emplacement's your best way. Like this is an anchor location. Gold, stone, food, all here. Even if your opponent goes archers, the one thing you cannot deal with then is an outpost.
I love the like fine line that Puppypaw was playing there. He knew he needed to stay that location. If he gave up that location, he would be much, much worse off for himself. You know, obviously would be struggling to get any upgrades in. Can't get gold for the time being still, but at least able to have that, you know, better food economy. And now should be able to start potentially retaking some map control if he can, like you said, drop a stables, potentially get some Keshik out on the map. Speaking
of food economy, it's a Pro Scouts game. VortiX and Lucifron love Pro Scouting with HRE more than most players I've watched and cast. A few other players like, you know, B, Anatan comes to mind, they love Minework builds. Others are a little bit more balanced. But I feel like every game of HRE I watch with the Spaniards, they're looking for a way towards Pro Scouts because that Arkin buff makes Pro Scout insane.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like HRE, they used to be like S tier on everyone's tier lists and everything for a while until those Pro Scouts nerfs started to come in, and it really felt like it wouldn't do too much to them, but they slowly just started dropping on everyone's tier list, slowly started dropping as far as priority picks.
Yeah, and like when you think back to the early days of HRE's rise, like long time ago, like it was when the Pro Scout meta was like really inflating. They were incredible for it. So, like, I'm not surprised they've kind of returned to it as an arc of success. Puppypaw, he has got the Archer Pump coming, and remember, with the stone generation at 220 stone a minute, that means he can actually get an extra 3 archers out every minute for free, essentially. Khan seems to not be loved much in the Mongol Empire here, though.
Archers doing their job, though, and I mean, it's crazy how quickly, again, with the Mongols and extra stone, how quickly they're able to start just pumping out extra units. Denies the excavation site capture there.
Yeah, but he dug up a relic, right? Like, that was not intentional. Like, as Mongols, that was definitely not... Against H3, that was definitely not intentional.
I mean, the good thing is for Puppypaw, though, is that relic not the easiest one to secure for a prelate. if a prelate walks
it's
under
a bait. He's like, come get it. Come here, buddy. Come here. Spoon to the face down the line, right? Yeah, like, it's always awkward when that happens. I don't know. I've seen a few players I always wonder if they're just being honorable. Like, oh, this seems like an unintended thing, because if you pull the villager out, it resets the timer on digging the relic up, so you get infinite stone. So I've seen, like, I think VortiX a lot. I've just seen him dig them up. And I don't know if it's, like, a deep honor thing at this point for him. Like, no, I won't use that.
VortiX doing the kind of hidden horseman play here as well. Puppypaw's archer numbers, though, and VortiX slow to react here. But does have upgrades coming through and does have 2, almost 3 horsemen there. But as we say that, Keshik's in queue, and I'm sure those are probably double produced Keshiks as well.
Yeah, but we have, like, Steeled Arrow on the way already on the other side, right? So it's balancing out against the Blacksmith techs here in a rough way. I mean, this is just the power of Mongols in this map. Like, we're not even at full peak, right? He kind of screwed the pooch, which is funny for a guy called Puppypaw, with the dig up the relic. But now he's got another POI, right? He's still got a third one to go for at the back. So his stone inflation can get out of control again. But right now, like, army-wise, this is a scary position for VortiX to be in. Like, March Jaws is great for running away, but when you reach your economy, you can't run away anymore. Your movement speed's not an advantage.
And Puppypaw's feeling really good about this fight with the archer numbers. However, Spears starting to step forward. Not too many Spears left, but a Keshik does arrive at least.
That's good. He kept just enough of them alive so that you saw VortiX, the hesitation from his second commitment there, just backs away. Puppypaw just threading the needle on when he needs and what he needs. And what he needs is a lot of Keshiks. And they are coming in fast, man. Undermesh just got queued up after this. The Deerstone move up on the way. Might not be Spanish on Spanish, but it's a bro on bro, and it might keep that pattern that VortiX and Lucifron set of very fast games.
I mean, this is exactly the case. We were seeing that feudal age battle. It does feel like a Spanish bro fight over here. Keshik's moving to that front side. One almost gets immediately taken down by some spears. Puppypaw trying to snipe out the spearman mass.
The Deerstone, this is big. He is now faster than HRE. In 3, 2...
And I almost want him to move it over just a little bit closer. Actually, still in range of it where he is. And
he doesn't have pack-up tech. It's like, until he has pack-up, I don't think I want him to move it again, right? It's so rough without it. Archers, though, to stop the Pro Scouts, doesn't have enough firepower. The double horseman snipe, though. Beautifully done by Puppypaw.
We talked about production being forward in earlier matches. This is the same exact problem. Every horseman that pops out is literally going to be half health, if not lower, if Puppypaw chooses to stand there. Same thing with the archer range. Also could get a scout on the other side, or not even a scout. He could just use the arrow and start sniping villagers over that wood line if he's able to maintain this location.
Well, this is the downside of letting your Khan die, right? Like, it was cool as like an effective tank, right? It's just a resource pool that keeps coming back for free, tanking fights. But now, you would love to just snipe 1 or 2 workers for free. You can't. You don't have a scout at all. And the Khan, like, well, the Khan being his one thing, but Keshiks... Look at the timing.
Spears. He's got 5 spears in queue, but only 1 barracks. This is looking devastating.
It's not just that.
Having to excavate or having to, basically leave the wood line as well, and that's super hard when you're dealing with an archer v archer war.
He just lost workers on the berries as well. Like, there was a second strike. The second Keshiks went east, right? So just getting ready to converge here. Club's one down there. He's just blocking him out everywhere. This is moments from over.
I mean, if we know VortiX, he might be throwing in the towel. 10 villagers idled inside the TC. Villagers on the front side of the wood line now. So if Puppypaw has any of the reinforcing units, they can just jump up front and forward. But spear number still down at 2 for VortiX. Puppypaw is just not allowing any spears to stay alive.
He's also double producing villagers. Look at the count. The math doesn't make sense. 2 workers have died for VortiX. Why is there a 5 worker gap? He's double producing. This is what you get with this amount of stone. It's insane. Like, sometimes you just feel like you can't spend it quick enough on units, so you end up buying workers anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually funny you say that. The previous games, I saw 500 or 600 stone floating at times on this map, and it's one that Puppypaw has a way to spin that stone. That's the great part about Mongols, especially if you get a TC location like he did. A few more horsemen falling, allowing the Keshiks to stay healthy as well, and... let's see what VortiX can try to do to stabilize. You can see the destroyed value, even though that's not always the
he's rushing castle. Case. He's rushing castle, but this is bad with a gold. Yeah. It's like, he's got all the food, great, but now you have to come ahead of your base. And the size of this army, remember, as long as it's near Deerstone, VortiX does not have movement speed advantage. He's disadvantaged.
Yep, only 5 spears left for VortiX if he decides to move forward with those every single time.
He's just baiting him out of position. The spearman count is so low already. The Keshiks just need to survive. Just running around is good enough, because if they're running around, the workers are running around. Right? It balances out, and it's just going to lead to Mongol dominance. Game number 1 goes to the Canadian.
I mean, just really, really solid execution there by Puppypaw. Obviously, I think the 2 spears thrown away early, especially that early on, could have really proven to be the distance. We saw how tight it was when Puppypaw had to rush down that outpost on the boar. I'm not even sure if he ever would have been able to even gather from the boar if those spears were alive early.
Yeah, definitely. It's brutal because, saying 2 spearman deaths decided this sounds really trivial. Until you remember the point in the game that happens, right? Like, it just lost any tempo. It meant that Puppypaw got his inflated economy straight away with limited annoyance. Like, this was the closest, right? It's like, oh, the worker has to walk back. And you go, like, idle time, blah, blah, blah. But idling your villager out for an extra 15 seconds, but your opponent loses 160 resources. That's a great trade. You take that every day of the week. And Puppypaw, like, this has been the thing to praise about him. He understands his other game timings. He doesn't take this methodical, I've got an advantage, haha, I'll sit here approach. The funny part is, like, while gunning like this, as we highlighted with the villager production being doubled, he was inflating his eco. It's not like he was just all in with no backup plan here. He balanced his cards very well.
I love this micro we're seeing with this slow-mo fight here. He, like, 1 horseman split off to the right. Puppypaw splits 1 spear off to the right, keeps the rest inside of his archer mass, and it really made it to where VortiX couldn't ever take that engagement with the horseman. If he does, they're just getting sniped down by spears, and then Puppypaw just stays here, continues to snipe more and more units, 1, 2, 3 units here and there, ends up taking out quite a few scouts, so the pro scouts play starts to diminish as well, and really, really solid execution again from Puppypaw there for game number 1.
Impressive work out of the Canadian. Gets him on the board nice and early, and an interesting matchup ahead of us, Dabston. You don't want to be 2-0 down in best of 5. It does weird things to the draft. So VortiX chooses Altai and chooses his best civ to try and get back on course.
Yeah, I mean, Altai is one of those weird maps where like you can't really be that aggressive on it because there's a lot the natural walls. You have the deer pack under your base, so like, what are you actually denying if an outpost goes up on the gold? And that's one where VortiX should be able to kind of have his way, but Puppypaw has a way to try to force VortiX out on the map. That's the sacred site capture from Delhi. That's that kind of eco that Delhi can end up getting as well. So we'll see how this game turns into be and what the fruition has at hand.
It's an interesting map as well for Delhi. It used to be a pretty good one for them a long time ago, and it makes sense with the walling capabilities. You just cut up the map a lot quicker than other civs can. Even more these days, because most civs can't afford to go wall early anymore due to how long it takes. While Delhi, when they nerfed villager build speed on walls, they didn't nerf infantry build speed for Delhi. So you build as quickly as villagers, but you don't have any idle economy. It's kind of wild for that. Yeah, it could be a sick pick.
And I love some of like the backside walls. You'll see some like sometimes we'll see a cheeky spear come out and like wall the backside wall near like one of the cliff lines, and then it's like you just basically secured a whole like third of the map there for yourself. But let's see what ends up coming into play. VortiX in the red.
We've got a remake,
but we are going to be remaking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I assume it was a crash. Looking at the spawns, I don't think there's anything too crazy. Or is... Oh, VortiX... No. VortiX might be missing a gold. No, it just got pushed on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Who knows why, but we will be remaking here. But, you know, it gives you a good view of the map.
Yeah, let's you soak it in. I think the thing I like about this as well is the orderly approach to the cliff lines spawns, but the fact they can randomize in that like they can be both central, they can both be like top bottom instead of bottom top. That's really nice, and I know some people don't like that because it removes the character of Altai. But it's like sometimes Altai would spawn and it wasn't Altai at all. It was like Altai on Slim Fast and amphetamines for like 5 years, right? There's nothing left of it. The giant cliff was just missing. So I definitely like this more reliable approach to the spawns.
But enough of seeing the game that is getting remade. We are back and rambling for a little bit longer until the next game gets set up.
Yes, what do we talk about now? Let's talk about how war elephants are a problem. Abstin, okay? Like,
do we need to pull some crackety clips out?
We need an intervention again. They're out of goddamn control. Really, just watching those things plow through everything. It's like, oh, spears count. No, they don't. It's a lie. You know when someone's like, yeah, but if you just get around the flanks, there is no flank. I don't want to fat shame them, but they're so bloody big and somehow so fun. You know, like that. You ever had that kid in high school that was like massive chubber, right? He was huge. But then you'd be like, guys, we're going to do the 400 meters. And he came second. How? How did he move that fast? That's war elephants right now. They're out of control. So this game needs to be over in feudal age, or I'm going to rip my hair out, and I'm pretty sure both of us will hear Crackety screaming to our microphones, even though he's all the way in Germany.
Yeah, I always feel like war elephants are that super, super difficult unit to balance. They've either been absolutely worthless or absolutely dominant, and really not an in-between. Like, you don't really see, be like, oh, well, you know, I'll just throw one or two in there because it's solid. It's like, nope, mass and war elephants, and I'm about to just win the game, or, you know, didn't get to that point and you stopped me making them.
And we're about to add giant ballista elephants to the game, Dabston. Sauron is taking over, okay? The Eastern armies are coming, and they are elephant bound. I don't like my future, because you know what the weird part is, Dab? When I saw that DLC and I saw that variant elephant faction, for the first time in my life, I was like, I want to play elephants. And I feel bad about that.
I mean, I did go to a college where the elephant's the mascot. So personally, I'm an elephant fan. You know, big roll tide over here. So anytime there's elephants on the field, I'm always enjoying it, but I don't like to be playing against them. I still remember the good old days. Wham's actually one of the players that comes to mind, who the scholar with war elephant push and the classic Delhi versus a Basset. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't kill these elephants because there's so many scholars and the healing. I felt like that was more of a scholar problem than an elephant problem, but it was always just fun to see that unit get made and how they play as well.
Last time Altai was tournament meta and Delhi was there, it was the herbal medicine feudal age meta. So It's been worse. That's a positive for me, right? It's like, I lost a leg. You could have lost two. But let's see if elephants are going to be cannibalizing any parts of your body in this game. We head into game number 2. VortiX with one of the most OP, potent picks in Age of Empires for the Chinese, the Puppypaw. If I hear those elephants roar, PTSD is going to come knocking.
Here we go. Typical deer start as expected from the deli, actually. I guess not really as expected always here, but you know.
Yeah, deer. Instead of berries? Like,
you know.
Is he worried about being attacked?
Either way, it's, I mean, getting the early survival techniques, if it can come through. I feel like that's one of those you want to wait until survival techniques is through. Like, it's not that quick.
Is it really?
He doesn't have the boss finish yet. Come on now. That'll help a little bit.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. What are we at now?
It's like
it's
5
probably like
seconds
30
quicker.
more seconds. Yeah. It's still going to be 30 seconds from now. It's like, yeah, you save like probably 2.5 seconds on that. And reminder, like, berries, like, it's just quicker right now, right? Like, you get, I'm trying to remember the rate. Because it's 35% quicker, right? So you end up being, like, it's literally default deer, if I remember correctly. Like, slightly better than default deer on berries. So very curious by Puppypaw.
But, you know, maybe it's one that he just said, I don't want to have any worry about any deer getting stolen from a pro scout's potential play or anything of that, even though it's right in front of his base. Who knows what? Hey, there's a method to the madness. We'll just go with it.
If there's anything I've learned about Puppypaw and WAM playing Delhi, is you just don't question it. These are the guys that in S-tier tournaments will forget to queue up all their techs and still win. So
I remember that one.
You remember which one? This happens so many times, and they always do it, and it baffles me every time. The beasts.
No, it just shows you that even these pro players make mistakes at times, but if you can execute correctly, even through the mistakes, it still can, you know, be a solid choice. Imperial Academy is on the way. Puppypaw, not too far away from his age up as well. Actually, probably has the age up, and he just needs to force drop off those deer.
Yeah, just a little bit of drop off. There's always an annoying thing with deer on these type of maps. I remember the map that made it most apparent to players was Cauldron. I remember talking to players about that. Like, Cauldron screwed with the game sense on tech up times because you had to remember to manually drop off, or you were so late every time.
Exactly, and fishing boats is another thing that will bait people into it too. You're like, they're so far away from, and then you force drop 4 fishing boats, and you're like, oh, they're aging up now. You're good. But 255 age up timing for the Chinese. Nothing, you know, nothing to see here. Don't worry.
I mean, what's the problem? It's just China, you know. It's China, like we're just trying to emulate the real life economy of China here. What's the problem?
Totally normal there. You know, building 10 times faster than everyone else, it feels like.
Have you seen how many cities they've been building? Of course they're building quicker.
There we go.
So, like, by RL, real life standards then. Actually, no, it does track. Like, English just is on a decline. So, yeah, it's all... The civs are aligning with their real life representation. It's brilliant.
A nice back mill placement just next to the Imperial Academy, so we'll be getting some nice, easy drop-offs from that mill as far as the IO goes. Just no movement, essentially, at all. So very, very efficient Chinese economy we have condensed into the corner.
Yes. I'm trying to think, like, what's the weak point of this spawn for China? I mean, the gold is forward, right? It is pretty exposed. So if people can get an aggressive timing going pretty nice, and have a nice thing about this map. We talked about the walling, right? Like the segregation of the sacred sites makes it pretty easy to kind of just lock in, usually bare minimum 1, if not 2 of these bad boys.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about too, where if Puppypaw captures that eastern sacred site and then walks forward with the spear and walls off that back cliff, like that sacred site is close to impossible for VortiX to contest.
Oh, it's not just that, it's relics as well. Like, actually, VortiX was pretty fortunate that his close relics spawned in the center area, not on the outskirt. Right, because otherwise, like, that creates this annoying dynamic where you can just fast castle, look for relics, and can't even touch them.
VortiX here circling around the Delhi base over here, trying to see what that first production building's gonna be, trying to see what he needs to react to himself.
The interesting thing is, like, that's the deer thing. Like, outside the pro scouts, like, this could have been a Chinese, like, archer spear push. Sometimes they like to do that against certain civs, and like taking that deer away now like you're taking the risky resource, right? Like the berries is your safe boon. So like I don't mind the idea. We do now have the Ghazi coming out, which should give him some dictator control. I think about like the deer locations here. Like one is just a given, but then you've got like outskirts. So maybe Puppypaw wants to just spread wide on the west and east to block the outside deer stacks.
Yeah. For now, though, he's just eating up the rest of those deer on the front side. The Ghazi number getting up quick, though. Meanwhile, VortiX is going for the typical pro scouts play. He's pumping up to 4 scouts. AEB, I think he should stop at that one. We saw Lucifron go up to 5, and it feels like just 5 is just a little bit too much. You're not really gaining that much more value. You're still getting deer in, and the barracks is the first. Or second, I guess, production building from VortiX. Ghazi Raiders, though, arriving at the mining camp. Good body block by Puppypaw. Oh my gosh. First villager kill there. Just great micro.
Beautiful strike. And now, also able to deny the pro scouts in time. This is a terrible start to the game for VortiX. Has got the racks on the way, at least. Archery follow-up 2. But there's no real reason to need those archers just yet.
The denial of gold, as we saw in the previous Chinese games, is not too big of a deal as far as for VortiX. He should be able to get plenty of gold, especially with Imperial Examinations coming on through. Already has Wheelbarrow in queue, so we'll see how much, tax gold he will still have built on up. But 7, about to be 8 Ghazi out on the field. Meanwhile, VortiX, only 2 spears.
Yeah, but very different game, right? Like, in that game, your reference to the Marine Lord series, like that slowed his pro scout timing. He had to take a different approach. This game, VortiX got his pro scouts timing, but it's almost like, you ate so much cake you choked on it sort of thing, because now he's realizing, oh, I need military. I need a lot of it, because this is unhinged right now. Puppypaw, have you heard of unit diversity? He's like, yeah, I'm building Guardian Scholars.
And look, this is what I was laughing about with the 2 spears. I'm like, you can't take that fight, because the low health Ghazi go back and they say, hey scholar, thanks for full, and then they've won a unit over here. They've now Puppypaw's up against the spears and isn't worrying.
I mean, this shows you the power of Delhi's ramp timings and feudal military efficiency. Just feels like every birth in the Delhi Empire is a twin, which is fitting with a twin playing them.
Puppypaw trailing the 2. Two more scouts there trying to get some more deer into the center.
Because he's already taken the backs, right? Like, it feels rough looking at the state of VortiX's game at the moment when you think about the fact he basically got a deer stack in already for free. But, I mean, it's mirrored, right? Puppypaw ate just as much Bambi as VortiX did. But, at some point, you've got to think unit diversity, man. Like, surely, we're up to 13 Ghazi now.
I mean, if he's got the 3 scholars there, probably can out-heal a few spears, but not 8 spears. So that is definitely one where you do need to change up some things.
Especially on a map like this, it's very hard to fully leverage cavalry on Altai just because the map's more linear. So, like, infantry can mirror the moves more easily. They don't get outmaneuvered as much.
And look at what Puppypaw's doing to the southern side. He's already sitting at the deer camps all the way on the southern side. He's capturing the sacred site. And he's ready to just, again, deny VortiX of any extra deer gathering. He hasn't been able to go out and get any more deer other than that initial big pack.
Rohirrim, though, that's a great timing. Intercept on the sacred site straight away with triple horseman. That should be a dead scholar. Now in center. It's just like, oh, wait, your spearmen spread out? All right, well, archers are gone, buddy.
Yeah,
like, we
archers
might
are
just
gone,
see.
the horseman's gone. If he can spot out that other archer, I mean, just really a couple solid pickups, and Puppypaw distracted by a wolf with an A move, but needs to watch out for the spearman. Oh,
yeah.
He's there. He's ready. Quick reactions.
I think, like, there's an intent here from Puppypaw to switch spearman eventually, but, like, VortiX isn't taking the bait, Like, he's not over-investing in horsemen to mirror the move. Like, you'd think archers, because, like, doing this should force spears, but, like, I almost want to say just a melee mosh pit for Puppypaw is even stronger.
Yeah, no, VortiX, he is pumping up that archer number, but oh, good circle, able to get that villager stuck on next to the mill, so equalizes the kill count as far as economy goes.
Hey, we got diversity. Archers coming through. So yeah, he's content. The spearman. You sure you don't want to wait a little bit longer? It's only 14 spearmen. Maybe let him get to 20. No?
Better late than never, but look at what VortiX decides to do. He says, all right, I have a ton of spears. You haven't reacted to them yet. They may be immobile, but he is running over to Puppypaw's side. I think he's going to try to deny the front side berries. There is a scholar there. Will get taken out. But an outpost already invested into, ready and waiting, and Puppypaw just trying to pump those archer numbers up enough time to take the fight.
What was I said about the Canadians in text?
Oh my gosh. Where's the blacksmith?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like this is a matchup. He's got it.
Oh, he does.
It's not brewing. And this is like a matchup where blacksmith timings decide it. Right? Like China is one of the most aggressive teams in the game at getting tech timings.
Oh, as you say it, he starts the queue. Don't worry. He's hearing us over here.
Good. So we're 2 minutes away. So we're 2 minutes away from Steeled Arrow. We are 20 seconds away from Castle Chinese. I know which one I fear more.
Puppypaw, nice, able to turn, able to get probably all four of those. I lied. They did not.
You sold me a false car.
It looked like they were about to get fully cut off again, like the villagers on gold. But you know, pathing, able to get on through there. At least damage goes down. But Puppypaw hears the timing, and now he's like, "All right, I need to get up to castle myself over here."
Oh, Vortex, obviously, like early in the day, that dervish didn't respond to his orders, but he has a way with horses. You know, he's not going to let them disobey him. But with tech up complete, we've got Spear Archer just as the primary focus here. He's just looking to outblob as quickly as possible.
Puppypaw at least has that mobile mass of Ghazis, so it makes it really hard for Vortex to actually, you know, push forward early with the castle timing. Continue to kind of keep him on the back foot, at least for the time being. But Puppypaw's, he's doubling, tripling down, still producing more Ghazis, still has archers in queue as well.
That's a bit bold. Yeah, I just keep wondering when he's going to be aging against the Asians, you know? Like, he's just been... He doesn't feel content with the idea of aging up unless he finds some sort of hit, right? This is the classic. Altai can be tricky for finding that value, especially with Cav.
I mean, there's so many spears out now that we've been talking about it. He's going for a dive.
Then Taxman's not good enough. He needs work because he knows it. He jumps in, Puppypaw. Look at Vortex. He's like, nope, I'm good here. You shall not. We shall. You should probably move. Oh my god, the block out there. He runs the other way around the mill. So I just shift away to the south side. Puppypaw getting some damage done. And he really didn't lose that many guys. I want to say like 3-4 maybe.
Yeah, it does only pick up 2 villagers, though. It could have been a lot worse. Meanwhile, Vortex pushing across Puppypaw's side, and Puppypaw's still a decent bit away from Castle. There's Lancers, though, in this fight. He cannot take this fight here. More units, more upgrades, more everything over from Vortex. Has the tech advantage. This is now becoming very scary.
Yeah, and that's the thing that people have evolved. Like, they used to react to those dives, and they like give their opponent an advantage. Not Vortex. Handful of reserve troops. Do what you do. Maybe lose a few. Have your army in position, ready to end the game when Puppypaw tries for that age up. And you can see he's just waiting for it. Staring at Puppypaw saying, I dare you to go age 3.
Oh. Puppypaw has still been able to hold 2 sacred sites for quite a bit of time, but it really doesn't feel like it's given him that leg up in economy or anything of the sort. Well, he has pro scouts himself, but only has 2 scouts out and about bringing back some deer.
But think about this: if he could just get that age up, what awaits him in the castle age, Dabston? What could change your fate like a Slumdog Millionaire moment?
We all know what you're... Oh my god!
Oh, that would be it!
Oh, you blink. Vortex, he thinks he's okay. He thinks he's safe at home, but the Ghazis, they're still roaming. And we said they didn't do too much damage earlier, but now... Vortex has to do something. I feel like at this point, he needs to dive. He needs to go into the base. Economy gets ruined. If Puppypaw holds this, he's going to be in a great position. Age up is on the way. Age up is almost finished. 15 villagers inside. Another 15 on the House of Learning. So Puppypaw's economy basically not giving him extra resources. But there's only a few Lancers here.
There we go. He needs the food for the War Elephant. He actually switches to a Lancer instead. Crossbowman queued up as well. The TC5 should be able to will away. This is a lightly armored army. It doesn't feel like it should be enough to break through, surely, but Lancers are now starting to arrive. So there's workers about to be at risk. And there's not that many Ghazi, but they're coming through now.
Time. They do have a little bit of extra damage against those armored units. I think
Shiv's
Puppypaw,
out.
he's fine with losing some of the villagers here. He knows what position he's in. But, oh my gosh, economy, it's almost dead even after this.
It is, yeah, and the Ghazi are going to sweep through the last of the archers, so heavy losses on both sides as they are neck and neck on workers. 0 relics picked up, by the way, so that's now the next big contest, and I don't know what you are all up to. Apparently, that is some fine oak or mahogany that we need to bring home.
I mean, there are 12 scholars out. I'm pretty sure Puppypaw can spare sending a few out to try to get some of those relics.
Wait, I think they were meant to be getting food, by the way. I think that might have been a misclick.
Oh, yeah, they were supposed to build a mill, I bet. I bet you it was one of those shift clicks didn't get built.
Yeah, he clicked them on the wood, right? Because, like, the problem right now is, like, think about the state of that die from VortiX. If he just gets, like, a war elephant out in his base, in a trait point, he's pretty solid. Like, spears can't easily surround you there, but...
Shivs come out for VortiX as well. Puppypaw, the numbers, they're a little bit deceiving because he has 12 scholars as well up there, so doesn't quite tell the full story of the military, but is still able to have that kind of defensive nature. There's not a lot of armored units out for VortiX. It's mainly spear archer that he has.
Puppypaw, I think he's biding his time here. We've got Ghazi waiting in the west corner for the right moment. In the meantime, defenders limited in numbers here.
Oh, he's not even moving with the Ghazi. He's so distracted with this dive on the base again. Archer's about to dive onto the wood line. They need to fast build a wall behind the cliffside or else they're just going to get chased down.
Did he prioritize the garrison and houses? I think he did.
I think, yeah.
That's pretty smart. That's actually really smart here. Against mass archers. If he did, that's brilliant.
Still no relics have been fully pulled back out. I think, yeah, no, still all 5 relics on the map that we see.
They're just vibing right now, and you know, this is crazy. We're just getting like mass lancer, no elephants, so Puppypaw. The funny part is like it's because there's so many spears he can't really build the elephants, right? But like it's hilarious because I know if he could, he would. Like, you know, there's some discussions going on about elephants and the state of them. And he just responded saying,
this is good.
I think they're very
This might be the big difference here. Diving the wood line, but at the same time hits the gold.
He's converging from 2 sides as well.
Gold. He's gonna pincer movement at them. They have nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's another 10 villagers or so that the army's there.
Lancers as well. Yeah, but the Lancers don't clean this up quickly, right? Like Lancer and Lancer, they're gonna clump down a few workers potentially. Homeblades, I think, just completed, so that's giving Puppypaw the edge for the moment. Able to skirt away with the workers. He baits the army back from just chasing on in. It's just all methodical, right? Like, you're trying to just dance VortiX around without a hard commitment, but VortiX still has a decent number of archers here. The worry is that spear count has to be getting low, right? Like, maybe 6, 7?
Yeah, that's really what Puppypaw needs to continue to thin out, but it's just so hard to do so. Again,
he's doing it well. Like, he's doing it really well. Like, look at the numbers now in the fight. Like, he split that into 2, had the spearmen running for a while, but the archers, they're gone. Wait, they're baited onto reinforcements. The Lancer's coming from behind, so he's not countering the spears anymore. Villagers now in trouble. Puppypaw at risk of losing a few more. Body blocks from the Lancers just in the nick of time there, but it gives the spears a lick of it, and more workers are still going to go down.
All during that time, though, VortiX had 29 villagers idle for about 45 seconds or so. I think he ran out of the berries and just was so focused on micro, didn't see the them run out, and it could have been worse from Puppypaw. He has villagers, though, still on that north side, walking around, trying to hide from units, trying to find places to go, and they did not find a safe place to go, and VortiX still has all of his army up here.
This is it, right? This is the moment. Like, where do you go from here? He has nothing to defend with. Look at the raw count for Puppypaw. His military numbers are lie. 14 of that are people that read books. At best, they might offer a thrower book in a fight. You need people with swords here, and he's got none.
I think it's just crazy to me. He never secured those relics close to home. He's had so many scholars for a while. I felt like he could have slipped out, at least gotten 1, maybe 2 relics. Might not have been the difference, but really just good micro here from VortiX, keeping up the pressure, not allowing Puppypaw the time to breathe. Puppypaw does have some Lancers trying to save these villagers, but I mean, at this point, VortiX, he can just throw away the archers for more villagers.
Oh, wow, you're going to kill my archers? Not before I take those workers down. And he's got the movement speed to keep up with them here.
Yeah, the shoot and scoot. Just keep killing as many as you can. Every single villager except one goes down. Puppypaw's at 29 villagers at 20 minutes.
It's a crazy game. I can't believe, like, with the tech ups, how close this was for a moment. But no doubt about it, right? China #1. Vortex is proving it right here. Dive comes in. If only Puppypaw could find a miracle grab. But it's not like the Ghazi before where he had enough to body block. There's only a few Lancers. They can be ran away from. You can already see the Vortex always posturing, never responding with a full army, always in position to go on a counteroffensive.
Yeah, just he is not gonna allow Puppypaw the time to breathe. We're already getting to, you know, what would you call a late game for Vortex over here, so he is ready to finish it.
I don't want to get too late in Europe for him either. Disadvantages right there. One low coming out from Puppypaw, but there's already archers.
Oh.
Repair time.
He got one archer.
We're distracted. Yeah, about that. Outpost is already down. Just trades out archer and archer.
We see on the little split screen trying to dive on the other side. You know, trying to get some Lancers onto the wood line. Just make continual trades here.
And think about it this way, right? There's a lot more of his workers for me to kill them than you can kill my workers, right? So if I just find the right location, and Puppypaw, man, he's desperate for a castle.
Look at him running with the relic again. He's like, I'm gonna get a Wololo, I swear.
But it's just like this weird shift for Stone. He tried on the west side, he just tried on the east side. His stone outcroppings are so annoyingly placed with this.
He has 0 food per minute. This is, I mean, not a great feeling for Puppypaw. I think he's going back to that northern side berries. Market's being burnt, but he needs that market. I think if Vortex actually would have taken that down, it would have been a lot more devastating for Puppypaw than he realized.
Yeah. Like, another crazy thing is, like, Puppypaw, maybe these archers, you just needed to have a moment where he could wall with them, but it's just been non-stop. Like, this is what Vortex does best. He suffocates you, smothers you with the pillow of aggression. He doesn't give you a moment where you feel like you can wall or do something to consolidate your position. That's why Puppypaw has been forced to run around like a headless chicken for the last 5 minutes.
Hey, I mean, if he had had a short wall behind the base where the army is now, it could have done wonders for him. But man, that is so crucial for him. He's still down 17 economy.
Wait. On 30 villages, you built a castle. That's the statement you need to give it down. Like, when do you ever say that of people? Oh my god. But it's not just any castle. That's what we've got to remember. It's 16 scholars and it just got queued up. Village fortresses, that has to be like, what, 2 minutes max?
I mean,
he hasn't Wi-Fi'd it.
He has not Wi-Fi'd it, so quite the long upgrade still. Oh my, scholar mass. This is his chance.
This is our mo. It's not quite an elephant.
I mean, even if he Wi-Fi's it, I think these are almost all his scholars anyways now.
Yeah, they busy. They took the whole reading books comment seriously, you know.
The counter unit there. Lancer still falls.
Okay, 4 minutes until we get village fortresses. We got this.
I mean, he's like, surely the Chinese are about to run out of food on their side, right?
Right? I mean, there's no way they get 20% extra of the limited resources that exist on this map, right? That would be crazy.
Yeah, and there's definitely not a boar over on the east side he can take if he wants either.
Right? And it's definitely not like a few minutes after that they get their farms going. They have some of the best farms in the game. That would be crazy too.
But like, hey, Village Fortress is on the way.
You know what would be crazier than like all these things we talked about though? Like if there was an animal in the animal kingdom that could defeat everything China does. That would be really crazy, right?
Unfortunately, we haven't gotten to see the elephants yet. Maybe
we're about to.
Oh, we do see one. And triple ram. Vortex says, yep, nope, this is the timing. I'm ready to end it now.
Yeah, but this is when I show off my car. And then I'm like, wow, look, it's got a cup holder. And then someone's like, you see my Lamborghini, right? Because like these are Rams, but Puppypaw's Ram, it's everyone.
And honestly, if you're looking at it, the archer numbers somewhat even, the lancer numbers basically even. It's just the spears that Vortex really has the advantage of, but
that's the other thing. Remember, he'll get pakes from the House of Learning, so he'll actually have range advantage to like just poke at the spearmen out of range of the enemy archers. Like it's possible. Like it's it sounds crazy to say when you look at the eco states and think this is China, but like Delhi are one of those civs where you just say, yep, no, this could actually happen.
And he's forced back yet again. Lancers have to pull back. They have to deal with the potential raid that Puppypaw is trying to make, just slowing down Vortex's push.
And I do wonder if Puppypaw knew about the Imperial Palace earlier, by the way, because like the way he's playing his villagers and trying to sneak them on that north side stone, I think he didn't know it was Imperial Palace, right? Because like that's the sneaky play you do when you know someone doesn't have a reveal all workers button.
Village Fortress comes on through. It has been finished. So Puppypaw slowly can start trying to equalize the villagers. I think the main thing he needs is just a really big connection with these Lancers that are roaming again. We saw it earlier with the Ghazi.
Oh my god. He's going to end the game. This is it. Vortex is like, I'm not playing this BS. I know how this story ends with Delhi. He's going to try to force a game end play.
And triple elephant, though, and only a few scholars there to pair with him.
Only a few? Yeah, just a few. I mean, like you know, some people's fuse in life is because they're millionaires. Like, for me, that's a lot, okay? Like, I struggle to afford a McDonald's. Oh, God. I'm the better ram!
And one ram's already gone for nothing. Spears moving forward. Archers just need to snipe
Please
down
don't stagger them in.
If the archers snipe down the spears over here...
Wait, but he's frontlining the scholars. Look at what he's doing. He's using the meat shield so the war elephants can't be reached. Second wave of spears coming through. Backstab from the lancers, but now, yeah, just tackle your archers and send the elephants to the back. It's a full stand ground. No elephants dead just yet. Look, he's hiding them deeper. Barely any spearmen are able to counter. The villagers from VortiX, no.
What is happening?
He's dead. What's happening is elephants. No. These things are not reasonable.
No way does that just happen. He realizes he loses the fight. He sent villagers up at the wrong time. Economy was about to equalize. And game over for Puppypaw. Or I guess for VortiX. Puppypaw takes the dub against all odds.
That's all I've got to say on that. That's my professional commentary. These units. Something's got to stop them, right? Like you know what? There's probably a secret unit hidden in the new DLC, like a lion, that could take them down, right? There has to be something. I mean, somewhere.
The big thing
space elephants. Space elephants can beat them. That's what we're getting. Dabson, we're getting space elephants next. It's the only answer I can think of.
I'm shocked at how close the resource gathered are. Obviously, Puppypaw had the sacred sites for a while. You know, there was the earlier villager kill, you know, devastation that he had on VortiX's economy, but I felt like he was behind in vills for so long. And the good thing is if resources are even for Delhi, they're winning. They don't have to spend any money on techs. They just spend it all into units and more units and keeps and whatever they really need. And somehow, if you took a screenshot in about 5 minutes here in this game from this from where this clip is, there's no way you would have ever said Puppypaw would have come back from that. But
because it's like his front line is just gold units that he gets at a discount that have so much health that spearmen can't kill them quick enough, or archers. And his war elephants don't die. Like, if you had a stat of like healed HP, you'd understand why this works. Like, it's like I've been bashing my head against the wall of like, healing is OP in feudal. To have access to that is great, but it remains strong for certain cities like Delhi and Castle because of the units, right? If I have 850 HP and I almost die and I get healed up, we learned that this was ridiculous with like chivalry French knights. How are we not accepted this is ridiculous with 850 HP elephants?
I mean, I'm at a loss for words over here after just watching that game.
Ridiculous. I mean, so well played by Puppypaw, but it just shows you, like, is it fun? Like, so here's the thing for me. I love asymmetrically designed games, and the war elephants are incredibly asymmetrical. But they are so far out there. Like, truly, it is like we are cavemen. All these other people are cavemen. And the Martians just came down with lasers. Look at these things. And he wanted to. He had the right idea. He could just never touch them.
Yeah, and I mean, it shows, though, also, Puppypaw, where he was moving it. You mentioned he's, like, getting the war elephants into the middle of
jamming them in.
Mass. So then the spears have to hit the scholars, have to hit the archers on the outside. And, I mean, Puppypaw, I don't know if he lost, like, any units during that last fight.
That's all I have to say to that. I just...
Oh. And look at the last potential last game matchup. We got Byzantines versus French to follow that one now.
I mean, French, like, they can win this, but you have to do a lot. And the good news for VortiX is, like, it's a map where Byzantines struggle to be greedy because the stone outcropping's further out. Unless he gets, like, that back stone spawn next to a tree line that you can then wall around. So, like, it's dicey, but... Man, for me, if I'm VortiX, I know Spanish swear words, so I would expect to have heard them towards the end of that game. Because it's like... You know how we said, like, you want to remember some of the games earlier? Like, you want to forget them, right? And I was like, no, you want to remember them and let it, like, the hate burn in you, right? No, just forget that game. That game didn't exist. Like, short-term memory loss, Memento, great movie. You're that character right now. Just come in this next one and be like, I look forward to a best of 5 against Puppypaw today. Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the things that, you know, Puppypaw did an unbelievable job of was just constantly roaming with his Cav mass. He constantly was on the backside, whether it was the Ghazis early on when he was, you know, an age behind in Castle, or whether it was the Lancers later on, diving the wood line, making VortiX pull his Lancers back, which delayed that push by a minute, allowed Puppypaw to get those elephants out. If he didn't have those elephants out, there was no winning that fight.
Yeah, it's like your food just doesn't run out. That's the problem. It's like when you break it down, it's like you have the combo of Scholar and Elephants. And Scholars are like insanely cheap for what they are. They're 130 HP. They don't take bonus damage from anything. So unless you're building Lancers, they don't die. But you don't want to be building Lancers against War Elephants anyway. And then the War Elephant has 850 HP. But if it loses 849 HP, it's still doing everything it needs to, right? And then you top it off. So like, it's this complementary combo that makes them so powerful together. And let's be real here. It's no small feat what he done there against China that's considered to be a top 2 civ in the game right now, right? Like, Delhi is... We don't put them on the podium, but when they find their moments, they look like the best civ in the game. And Puppypaw done a fantastic job of finding that moment. The question now is whether he can find his way to continuing our pattern. What a phenomenal lower bracket run this would be. He already 3-0'd Louis MT. He's on the verge of 3-0ing VortiX as well.
Yeah, and here we go. The potential game decider. Puppypaw up 2-0, getting the Byzantines for the last pick on Coastal Cliffs, playing against VortiX as the French. Or is it vice versa? Confusing.
It's... no, Puppypaw's Byzantines, right? Yeah. We just need to...
The colors were all swapped around over here.
Yeah, we go. Dude, like...
I'm losing my mind over here.
All right, Cal's sweating right now. He's like, my system is better. Oh, no. We'll get it there. But this is an interesting map for Byzantines, right? It's like they don't have the stones close to their base. Like, that was by design by Avali. He didn't want to encourage 2 TC booming civs. So the stone is intentionally pushed further away from your base, which means getting your... We'll get there. Getting your hands on... stone to inflate system count is a lot harder on this map unless you like anchor or get a good spawn. And in fairness, spawn, are we safe now? Is this the right order? No, this is not the right.
It's still wrong.
So Byzantines are in the south, okay, guys, like that, and French is in the north. It's geographically accurate. And that stone outcropping is horrible, by the way.
Byzantines are the color blue. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, and now just
why can't we all just be blue?
And we're good. All right, we got there eventually, but game number 3, rocking and rolling, and I mean, we're just all at a loss for words after the game number 2.
Oh, blimey. What a game. That last one was. You have to mentally reset from it. And I hope VortiX has, man. It'll be a crash out and a half 3-0. I mean, but Puppypaw, like the way he's played has been absolutely phenomenal, for sure. So Puppypaw, with this Biz pick, Grand Winery already coming in. I'm looking at the berry spawns. It's pretty rough, actually. He didn't get anything back behind his base afterwards, the initial one. Like, there's a lot of question marks I think Puppypaw has to answer about how he expands from his initial spawn here.
Yeah, I mean, that is... I think we saw the same matchup in the first series of the game today, and Byzantines were able to quite Yeah, it was the very first game of the day, and the Byzantines were able to take the win pretty easily, I would say. But maybe VortiX learned from that game and wants to do the same thing, except on the other side says I'm gonna get a night out early. That's what we saw that Lucifron did not do, was the very, very early night. He pumped in straight into scouts, and it felt like Byzantine just got to do anything they wanted with the tempo they had. Puppypaw, though, he says, even if there is an early night, I am walling on early.
Yeah, it's a nice little wall as well, right? Like, I don't think the gold is mandatory too much. It's nice to get 1 or 2 eco techs. But the annoying part for him is going to be the wood stretch, right? It's quite a big gap between his primary and secondary line. But if he can gap that, then the back piece is really easily wallable, and it gives him a nice area to kind of extend into on the south side of his base. But VortiX, the deer spawns are pretty nice overall. Like, even the one on the west side of Puppypaw's base is still forward spawn.
Yeah, can easily, have a point of focus to deny, to steal some deer from the other side, and Feudal Age finishes up for Puppypaw. Grand Winery on the backside, very, very comfy for the time being. School of Cav finishes, and there is enough resources for a night. Immediately gets queued up, and you can already see the macro is looking to be a immediate pro scouts after that.
Yeah, and that's what we like to see. Just, you need that food boom to compete, right? Like, yes, you have more villagers, but theoretically, systems are meant to scale against you. This game is a bit different, though, right? Like, because of that stone placement, we have not seen a move out whatsoever from our people. He's getting the walls up now. Like, you could see a delayed system burst, but there's so much walling that needs to be done to get that.
Yeah, and that's already the big difference between the first matchup of the day we saw compared to this one. At this point in time, I think it was almost 5 cisterns for the Byzantine game we saw earlier. Meanwhile, Puppypaw, water level not flowing as much as he'd be wishing.
No, it's I mean, the walls will be flowing from his eyes, right? Like, why is this spawn so cruel to me? Why couldn't that stone have been on the south side of my base? That would have been heaven for him. I've seen when Byzantines get those games. Like, sometimes this map gives the weirdest like wedges where like the stone outcropping could spawn at that tree line, and you love it, man. You're in heaven when you're playing Byzantines with those spawns.
A little bit of some scout aggro. Knight circling around, gonna try to sneak a little dive onto the berries, but again, Puppypaw already has his army or his economy pretty condensed, so Limitane already rallied over to the Grand Winery location, able to connect one hit onto the Knight.
I'm gonna do the thing that Twitch chat loves. Can we check the neutral trade post?
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, thank God, no war elephants. I mean, I'm getting PTSD.
It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's like Puppypaw's just going to do it to haunt Vortex's his nightmares tonight.
He sees one, and you can just hear Vortex screaming the entire time. But like, I mean, I'm still waiting for the time that I see a Byzantine player out arbitrate French. It's got to happen at some point. But for now, it's going to be the Silk Road, which makes a lot of sense against French, right? Gets javelins to deal with the archers now, and then sets you up for camels to debuff the knights later on.
Yep. First set of javelins already being produced. Puppypaw going to try to move out onto the map, try to deny at least that next deer pack. I'm sure Vortex able to secure up that first one basically fully at this point. Archer number not too healthy yet. Knights are starting to get pumped up, though. Third knight in queue.
Yeah, but the wolves are on the way. It's almost time to stone your life away. Still got big gaps into his base. Like a very interesting approach to walling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Puppypaw built a mining camp on the, like a cool mining camp on the gold and stone. And
he's a cool kid.
The villagers went on the gold first.
Whoops.
If you click on the gold, I'm pretty sure he's gathered a decent bit from it. Yeah,
that's just efficiency for like when you want to go Steel Arrow afterwards. Actually, like this is all part of his plan. Or Undermesh, more importantly. Yeah.
Or I
just find it
maybe mining upgrade over here.
Like you can tell how important the systems are to him, right? The fact that he chose to wall this west side fully instead of like closing the gap between the two tree lines, which is more organic. All right, this is very risky actually with the timing. Vortex sneaking in. His knight needs to be in the right position. Is he riding blind into the backside? I think he is, right?
He is.
Oh,
Yeah, he hasn't had scouts with a few knights circling around, and it's so dangerous, especially when you know your opponent already has a few spears out on the field. Knight able to charge a scout, though. Puppypaws, and this archers are going to finish it off.
Blind man here, but you know, this is the thing. You're Byzantines. You know what he's doing. He's taking on the deer. You've got your stone, though. You're a happy boy, Dabston, okay? You know, like most people, when they get told to eat rocks, it's meant to be an insult. But when Byzantines hear those words, they say thank you.
And it's not the berries as the second food location for the Byzantines. It's actually going to be the deer, but does have another berry bush quite close to it. I'm hoping... I mean, with the walls there, I'm hoping he drops an outpost still, because if not, this is another easy location for Vortex to focus on.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice. It gives him a lot more Limitane burst, though. I think maybe Puppypaw feeling a bit inspired from the VortiX Lucifron game, where we just saw VortiX overwhelm his brother with unlimited...
Another blind dive! No! Oh!
Great grab. 2 of them down.
Oh. That's so many resources down the drain right there. Two units might not seem like a lot, but when we're talking about Royal Knights, that is devastating.
Yep. I mean, this is the curse of pro scouts, man. We never learn. Like, when you're a high-level player, you see it all the time. They want to be efficient, but sometimes you just feel bad about not having that scout. I mean, he's got one there with the Knights now, right? But you already took a hit. This is... I mean, he was really expecting to find woodworkers, right? Like, this is a bit of a weird dive. Oh no!
This is a
crash, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no way he's doing this. Oh,
this is like a painful position. I mean, it's no clear, like ridiculous advantage, but I felt like Puppypaw was playing his spawn really well. It's unfortunate there's a crash
had the walls
incident.
Up. I'm assuming the crash came after those 2 knights fell, so like it would have been a slight advantage, but nothing game-changing, nothing.
Yeah, you wouldn't call this by default. And the upside for Puppypaw is like, you know, I said this is like a really bad stone spawn. So like next game with a remake, you could end up with a stone that's easy to reach, and then you just get like an opening system play, which just makes your economy even better. But yeah, there we go. DC remake coming in just a few moments.
Well, you know that it happens. It happens. You know, it's very, very unfortunate there, but they are hopefully getting game reloaded on in. And looking, if Vortex does end up, you know, winning this one, you can see the civs he have left. He's still got Molly, he's still got a Ubits, he's still got Russo, something to speak for himself. But the scary thing to me is Puppypaw has Zuji and Holy Island still available. And
that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, what does he do on Holy Island with this draft? It has to be Ibits, right? But
that's the thought.
What do they do there?
Don't they? I mean, aren't they have like the really weird, like, I'm either gonna like do that super, super quick timing and delay your water for a
advancement or industry, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't know. I feel like the industry one kind of got figured out. Like we even saw, was it earlier? Wham had Ibis as an option for Holy Island, but then he went with the Lancaster instead, right?
Yeah, he did.
Like he maybe didn't believe it. I don't know. Like I'd have to ask him on it, but you know, either way, it's gonna be. I mean, it's going to be a slippery road to success if Vortex somehow pulls this off.
And it wasn't 5 knights over there in chat. The crash happened and the knights ran into the base and died. So
yeah,
it was potentially 2.
Like their master crashed and they were like, "Will you be our master? Why are you trying to kill us?" And yeah, but you know the really important thing to keep in mind here, Dabston, that's great, is now we get another role at War Elephant.
Oh, I mean, honestly, if we're getting to a point,
oh my god,
if we're getting to a point where Puppypaw is able to actually move out onto the map and have a mercenary house next to the market, then Byzantines are probably already winning the game. So
yeah, and get age free. You know what'd be sicker is if he goes out and it's Royal Knights and he just like out knights him. I've seen some players try that as Byzantines. It doesn't usually work. It's like, it's a gamble, and if we didn't have pro scouts, it might work. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like if you ever get a pro scout civ as Byzantines, the Royal Knights just doesn't feel great, right? It's like, I won't be able to kill his workers. They will be safe.
Yeah. Exactly. There's not much economy to actually focus on there, but you can see timer. They were able to get back into the next game rather quickly. We are about to jump back into it. We will see these spawns, see if there's any more benefits for one side or the other after a new layout over here.
In we go. Unfortunate need for a remake, but Puppypaw, I don't know if you'll be happier or sad about that. The stone's a little bit more defended in some ways. But remember, Puppypaw on match point. If he wins this, VortiX is out of the EGC Masters Fall, and NA's hopes continue on. Or it could be the continuance of the series and the beginning of an insane comeback, considering the hurdles that VortiX has to overcome.
Now we're seeing the scout standoff, meeting out and trying to snag some sheep away from each other. More importantly, getting information on the base later on. It's really important once Feudal Age is coming out.
No, Dabston. He's getting the most important information. Here we go.
Oh.
Wow, it's actually Sipahi arbitrary again. What's this? What's the probability of that? Like 20%? Maybe less because you roll
I think it's even less than that, just because there's options for age 2 and age 3. So
yeah, well, there's also the fact you have to do it the first time, then you have to roll it again, right? So
yeah.
We'll let the mathematicians do that one.
But Puppypaw still opting for the single cistern opening. Just gonna be going up to the next age rather quickly. House is next to the TC.
Would he ever try and wall the north? Right, Puppy would just walk up into there like wall. Then you got berries, deer, stone.
I mean, the thing about that though is just I feel like it's so much of an investment and so much walking time to go all the way out there. That's a huge gap to make.
Horrible.
Whereas I feel like you just go like you can go short wall in between the wood line if you're that concerned, and then like maybe try to get the backs. That's still a long wall too, though.
Yeah, like I mean, you can come here and wall both sides of stone outcropping, right? Because like if your opponent gets archers there, like you're in a pretty weird position in the game anyway. But, like it definitely feels like the type of game we could probably system sooner than he was able to before the remake. Grand Winery on the way, the expected. VortiX. Is Chamber of Commerce? No, it's going to be scored.
Yeah, surely Chamber of Commerce. Lovely trade distance that he could have.
I mean, the trade post has all the train. It's almost like it's begging him. It's like, this is French. Come here. Shocker. School of Cavalry. I never could have predicted this.
And we'll see. I'm assuming it's going to be the same exact thing. One night into the Pro Scouts play immediately. I feel like this is just like, it feels bad saying this is the way French needs to play, but I feel like it is the way that French needs to play. You force a reaction with that first night. You can potentially get a pick. You can potentially, do some damage. And it also alleviates some pressure to be able to go and grab those deer out early.
Yeah, and the whole logic here, right, is like you could just go out and play pocket resources. And there's some maps where that can make sense, but then you have to think about defending outposts or keeping units back. The cool thing about Pro Scouts is you're just like, nah, my boys are fine. Send the whole army in, whoop. So it's a relief, really. That's why Pro Scouts are so desirable. Like, the obvious reasons being it's just really good on gathering rates, etc. But it's the safety that comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what you have such a protected economy. Once that happens, you really only have to focus on one spot to protect, and that's the front gold, which both players spawn with all, the front golds over here, which happens quite a bit on this map, I feel like. And a barracks coming down. No surprise here. And
then just like spam as soon as possible, especially considering you don't have the systems yet, so your production rate isn't ramped up that much. That's kind of the nice thing is like your opponent will be one night and like you said, go Pro Scout, so like defensively you should be set.
And sure enough, night in queue, macro looking perfect for the Pro Scouts here. So I do like when we see remakes and players don't try to like change their build. Like obviously you can if you want. This is a tournament and you got to react in any way you think's you're going to be your chance of winning it. But it's also, nice seeing that the players go, all right, we're still going to stick to our guns. I know what I want to do and I'm going to play my game.
Yeah, I think this matchup doesn't have any surprise twists, but like you should never ever hold players to this idea that they should replicate the same build. It just doesn't make sense because Age of Empires 4 isn't a static game, right? Like, we already talked about the stone placement and everything being different in this one, right? That gives you a different arc, potentially. Like, this time, did he outpost last time? I think he walled instead. Oh, yeah. No, Puppypaw, you have to wall again. It's unfair otherwise. Like, it doesn't make sense. Right. AoE 4 isn't designed that way. I don't know if StarCraft 2 relies on that and they keep to it, but, like, StarCraft 2 could, in theory, right? If they needed remakes. Because it's a static map.
Yeah, so now we're seeing the boar pole come out early, and that first limited is taking quite a bit of damage.
Like, bro, leave me alone. You sure you don't want to eat me? Come on, just bring like 8 of your bros and kill me. I'm delicious. No piggy here. I'm waiting for the Byzantine strategies, man.
But Barry's getting eaten up. We're going to see javelins popping out soon, I'm sure. Oh, it's longbows. Oh, what?
Ooh,
I was not paying attention. There's the little bit of an oversight. I wasn't looking over there.
You see, you want your difference. There you go.
There it is.
We're going to call illegal? No, because there's a smart idea here. Like, longbows is not bad against French. I think I was saying this earlier in the day. We've had javelins so far for this matchup. You think jabs because stops enemy archers, and then also you have the camel aura, right, for the knights. But like longbow, if your real goal isn't to like fight your opponent field but go castle, longbow massing feels so much better than javelin massing, right? Once you get to like 25, 30 of those, that critical mass swarms over in these fights. So it's pretty cool. Like I rate it. But we don't have the system scaling at all yet. Ooh. So I'm curious when that's coming in.
Oh, limited name pops out right as the knight tries to circle. Villagers forced off of gold for a split second. But, I mean, honestly, I feel like Puppypaw could just burn the mining camp, right? Oh, no, there's the first archer now.
Like, he sees it as well. He's got the scout there. He's like, okay, this was fun, guys, but bye. Have a good time. I think he's trying to... Was he trying to formation shuffle that one spearman? I think he was, to try and pull them quicker away. No, wolves, no. It's always the friggin' wolves. I think... I heard wolves explain the best way the other day, where it's like, wolves are just there to remind us of a darker time when that old bounty system existed.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's crazy to think about the OG bounty system, and Puppypaw actually moving back forward with his limited eight without his scout, which, there it is, okay. And that's why longbows have arrived, so he says, all right, now I can win this this spear archer war potentially, but...
Was it back gold last time? It might have been back gold for French as well, which is another interesting detail to allow longbows, but it's scary to get this far upfield against knights.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a delicate matchup when you just overstep a little bit. There's 4 knights out on the field, and Puppypaw does not have all the spears here. And then as he
has to be split, right? Because he has to defend his eco.
Should be doing here is you know, going and picking off the reinforcing units. That's the big downside to these spear archer masses and these immobile masses. If you just circle with these 3 knights, you pick off 1, 2, 3 units here and there, or you just take a fight against spears.
Oh, okay. But there's only a few of them, right? And if you look, my lance is bigger than their spear, I think. It's wider. At least wider. Yeah, it's... I mean, the cool thing for it, it's not a bad idea, because with those knights, you'll eventually get chivalry, right? It's like, similar to the elephant concept from last game, if I at least have 1 HP, I'm still in it, boss, but I'll also heal it up. So, I don't mind these doing that. Especially because, like, longbows are very scary at this interval. He's doing a good job on his blacksmith timings, by the way. Like, keeping up with Byzantines can feel rough because of how quickly they tech into them usually, but with this being a level 1 system game, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and he's not even thinking about going out to that stone, going out to wall. He is wanting to keep up the pressure, keep up the aggression, which, honestly, I think when we saw the VortiX versus Lucifron game, I think this was the point where there was about 10 to 15 extra units for the Byzantine side, and oh no, Puppypaw has not reacted to that night raid yet. Villagers pull out the shivs.
He doesn't have Akrotoy. Like, he hasn't built the system yet. Like, he actually can't get the armor.
2 villagers go down for 1 night.
VortiX housed right now, though. Has he realized straight away? He might have got distracted with that night dive. There's quite a long wait. The TC hasn't skipped there. That's good then. That's good.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of production delay, which isn't the worst deal. Obviously, the big thing to keep up with.
He got none. Actually, I'm impressed. Like, I thought with that dive, it looked like it was going for a while. Especially, like, it's easy to get caught out when you have French CCs, which produce quicker as well, right? But
yeah.
nicely
And
done.
he did lose a knight, so that created one extra population space.
It was all part of the strategic timing, Dabston. There you go.
Exactly.
And in fairness, like, I keep an eye on that with VortiX because he has had a habit of this, and I think it's like idle TC or getting housed, right? And I think it's like maybe the AOM habits, because you have to remember auto queue in that game, right? So like, you know, there was a game between him and Wham where like he looked like he was heavily favored, but then across the course of like 12 minutes, he skipped 7 workers, which was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's one where I know they have that stat in AoE 2 pretty Oh, there's the Akrotoy this time.
Yeah,
still loses 2 more villagers, though. I mean, this is nickel and diamond. French already has that little bit of villager rate bonus, and now we see the villager lead up to 6.
Yeah, but Puppypaw, and this is where he's able to get stone now. That's important, right? Like, then he'll start scaling systems, so it's annoying to lose a few troopers, but as long as you get the systems online, you'll compete. And he is cleaning these knights up.
He does have a nice angle on that other knight.
Oh, you are so dead.
And goodbye.
He's like, oh, your long spears cannot reach me. What is this? They're shooting smooth spears from the sky? Oh no.
VortiX is able to secure a deer pack from the other side, though, and that is always a feels good. Not only extra food for yourself, but less potential food from your opponent that they may need.
But this is interesting, right? Like, the gold, it's all fort sport. Like, this is, look at how close they are. Like, we talked about him trying to get over longbows. This is why Puppypaw done this. If he sits here, you aren't playing French anymore. It's all 3 golds.
Yeah. He's like, all right, have fun making horsemen now.
Please make horsemen.
And this is the problem I said with the Cav earlier, though. VortiX is doing exactly what you need. Just cut off reinforcement, make it feel very bad for Puppypaw to move forward, and if he doesn't ever have a timing that he can make his 2 armies group together, well, VortiX can. He has the mobility. He can circle around and do exactly that and do the typical pincer movement, and Puppypaw wants to prevent this. More walls going down.
Weird, we used to say Wham's walls all the time, but like,
oh no,
wait,
villagers.
There's no way that you would. Oh no, he's bailed on them. Please tell me his workers are running back. They're getting intercepted. Yep, nice. Second wave shows up. VortiX. He's building that lead.
Damage.
The system level is still level 1, and Puppypaw was trying to go castle.
And, oh my gosh, 8 villager kills, 12 economy lead for VortiX, and you can already see how this is transitioning into more and more of a military lead. There's no extra olive oil coming in for Puppypaw. He's got 1 single olive grove. He doesn't
trying to trap him. Puppypaw, like, there's a gamble, but he's trying to pin him. That's not, surely not.
No.
He's got Akrotoy, please. Yes. Okay, he's got Akrotoy out. He sacks his villagers to catch these knights. But look at the worker difference.
And even if he kills 5 knights, VortiX is still sitting fine for the time being. Has to have a crazy castle timing here.
Yeah, but this is a terrible castle, right? Like, your Golden Horn towering with 0 people, that's not a good start. But the more important part is it's level 1 system. It takes you 3 minutes to get mercs out compared to level 5, which is 1.5 minutes. That's a ludicrous difference. If he had level 5 system, you could kind of shrug this off like, I'm getting a lot of free mercs and my eco's buffed. But it's a 17 worker lead.
Hey, don't worry. He's getting his second water level here now.
Okay, well, then, you know what? I'm less parched and convinced. You know, you've social drunk me into belief at this point. It's hard, man.
Last 2 knights do get taken out here from the longbows.
Now, this is not the first time we've seen Puppypaw at 34 villages and VortiX at 51 in this series. But I think that was the exact count last time.
The upgrade for the mercs, and then like 30. I mean, okay, well, it doesn't matter now. Guildhall's already.
It takes like
30 seconds, 45.
It'd be less because he's got the dialecticus if he uses it.
And now we're starting to see the water level raise, but I mean, this just feels too little too late here. Especially, I mean, VortiX doesn't even feel forced to, you know, try to do like a Royal Institute timing attack or anything like that. It's just he's going to sit on the Guildhall. He's got 44 archers already.
Maybe this is strategic though. Like, you know, when I was on holiday, the hotel had terrible water pressure and there wasn't enough hot water to go around. But like, you're gonna get a clean bath with so few people.
Oh, this could be a little
Did he do
bit.
it? Did he do it?
This is actually.
The lawnmowers are upgraded. Oh, okay, he sees.
He sees it just in time. If he had taken maybe just 2 more steps, though, it would have been a little bit of a bigger loss there. But still 10 knights roaming the field. Barry's trying to be taken from Puppypaw. He wants to get some more olive oil going. I haven't seen another set of longbows queued for a while until now.
By the way, like, they were really accurate on Byzantine's focus on olive oil. Like, I spent a week in Greece, and they olive oil the crap out of everything. So this civ is historically accurate. But the longbow count is rough, man. Like, you know, we've got another group on the way. He's about to afford enough to get up to 25. It's not a bad number until you look across at VortiX with 48 archers about to be there.
I mean, I feel like this is one of those fights that VortiX doesn't even need his knights there. He could just take the fight with his archers and let the knights dive economy, let the knights do what they want, be a distraction, soak fire, really whatever. And he's ready to do this push. He's ready to end it here now. He's getting ranged 2 damage.
I mean, he can pretty much A-click in and then get up and do the floss for like 10 minutes. Like, it's pretty chill. Pulls the knights back. Just wait. Archers push through. Puppypaw. His Limitane line is going to fin fast. He does not have Undermesh 2. He's not that tanky. He doesn't have veterancy. He doesn't have a shot in hell. VortiX will get on the board. The Nightmare has a dream at the end of the tunnel, but it's still a long way to go.
And game 3 does go to VortiX, able to just prove strong with the French. And, you know, maybe not equalize the series yet, but at least is feeling a little bit better about himself. Next match, though, I'm already taking a guess. Puppypaw's going to choose Holy Island, going to choose Zushi,
No,
and that
surely not.
is a hard road to climb.
You could, like, I mean, if you think you got on lock, you could just go Frisian instead, you know? And then, like, whoop, but, oh, there we go. Of course it had to be.
Yep,
But,
this was
yeah,
the
it's
first
exactly
little
what we thought.
raid, like we talked about, you know, 1 night for 2 villagers. It can go either way, and then circles right back around, gets another few villagers, gets Puppypaw when he's trying to wall, when he's trying to go up to Castle Age, and Puppypaw does at least have like a wall and corner the knights again, but at this point his economy is just so far behind. The losses that VortiX takes here are so easily replaced by the 16 extra vills he has that are basically working at the same power as Byzantines, which is something you rarely get to say.
Yeah, I mean, this is the weirdness of like, this map sometimes, the systems, you know? You can't get a safe spawn for the stone. And the crazy thing is, like, the one where it looked like the stone should have been harder to access looked better for Puppypaw, but ifs and buts, cookies and nuts, like, remakes are just a part of the game. You know, like, we complain about remakes, but when you think about it, a lot of the gaming industry at the moment is remakes.
Oh wait, I'm crazy. Puppypaw had Knights Templar available. It's even worse for VortiX.
Yeah, no, wait. Did you not realize that? That's
I
what
was thinking
talking
Sushi,
about,
and then I was
no. I mean, you can play Knights Templar here or Frisian, but if you have the choice, you know, it's like,
and he still has Sushi available.
Right, I could have like the best ever chocolate ganache like dessert cake, or I could have 5 of them. I'm gonna have 5 of them.
Oh, well, there was no comeback from Puppypaw that game, being down 15 to 20 villagers, but now we're gonna see the Holy Island and VortiX. He's known for being, you know, exceptional on water maps, being one of the best out there in general. So even though he has I would say a disadvantage as far as the civs go, if there's one player to make a comeback there from it, it would be him.
You know, like, I feel like you see KT on land, you're like, eh. You see it on water, and everyone's just trying, like, we need to get it banned. We need to get it, like, nerfed. It's really too much, guys. It's not fair. But, like, if you're a Knights Templar fan, the easy marketing campaign to stop them from like, nerfing KT is you just need to find someone who's really lovable called KT, and then just have, like, a full bio. It's like, this is why we don't want to nerf KT, right? You got to attach the civ to a person. Make it human. Make it believable. And then Knights Templar will live forever.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first series that Knights Templar haven't been banned out, though, in all the games today so far.
Well, like, they sometimes save to the second ban, right? because like Lancaster, China, right? Those are like big priorities. So, but especially if it's Holy Island drafted, you're like, that's probably the closest out of all the map drafts where you as a player are like, I could have China or Lancaster, or I could have Knights Templar. But we did talk about this in earlier series where it's like, you could pick that. But if China and Lancaster are available, that gives you robustness, right? There's 2 or 3 maps that could win you easily. Whereas Knights Templar is like, maybe one map it'll win you easily. And another one that it might win, like Frisian. So that's why it's like in a very weird position. Like, it is strong. But when you ask most players, generically across the board, every competitive map considered, where would you rank Knights Templar? They're not putting it anywhere near S, right? It's only when we talk hybrid and water.
Yeah, and that is one where Frisian Marshes, each civ left over for the players. We got Molly, Roos for VortiX. We got Otto, Zushi for Puppy. And Roos, while they're fine on Frisian Marshes, they aren't the old school Frisian Marsh pick like it used to be with, like we talked about earlier with Wolves and Bounty. It used to be an automatic 500 plus bounty map no matter what. And that's obviously Bounty works a little bit different now than then, but it was crazy with how much you could get and how quick. And Bruce, they still could be fine there, but I still feel like Puppypaw has the leg up going into game 5 if there is a game number 5.
Well, yeah, like he has Ottomans, right? I think Ottomans are pretty solid on that map, or like you said, Shushi. Either one works, but like against the options Vortex has, I probably like Ottomans a bit more against like Mali or Roos, so they have answers. But overall, like I think Puppypaw's draft has been really solid for this. I think that opening Mongol win as well, in particular, is like full momentum swing, and then it felt a bit weird. But the Altai game in particular was a mind melt. But I think Vortex had time to at least calm down, reassess after that. I am curious to see what the Spaniard's going to be cooking here, because you've got some funky balls that have been discovered for IO on this map. I'm just not sure if any of them hold a candle to Knights Templar.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like it has to be some sort of cheese, some sort of something to catch Puppypaw off guard. Maybe cheese isn't the right word for it, but one of those just quicker timings, something out of the ordinary that you're not always seeing, not always practicing. Because if you play just the regular water game against Knights Templar, it just feels like you're just giving the advantage to Puppypaw.
Yeah, and we've seen some creative turns in the past. The problem with those is like you need someone new, someone undiscovered. Otherwise, they already know it's coming, right? That was the thing with the industry build, really effective at first, and then people like prepping for it. All of a sudden, it lost its flavor, lost its spice. Let's see what spicy antics await us as we head into Holy Island. VortiX has begun a recovery arc, but he faces his biggest challenge yet. His IB pick into Knights Templar from Puppypaw. Oh no, we're doing it again. There we go. Red Knights Templar, green for Ibis.
It was a much quicker fix this time.
It was. They're learning. There's less panic. There's more order.
All right, so weird pathing here from this villager from VortiX to start off. Very weird pathing from this villager from VortiX to start off.
No, he's going to dock drop the other side. Remember, this is going to be an industry win game.
Yep.
Yeah. Very telling straight away. But Puppypaw will know. Look where his scout's going. He's about to be like, huh? Rogan?
What?
He's already committed his dock.
Oh, so walking right by the boar. If only.
If only.
That would have been a real quick game.
We need more African civs so that when the boar gets pulled, you can just start singing Hakuna Matata. With a slight adaptation, because it definitely means a lot of worries for the rest of your days. But there's the dock drop. So yeah, the idea here is you go industry, use the wood to get the initial pump of boats out to bully your opponent. In a really powerful play, ironically, I believe created by the Canadians, now maybe about to be used against them to get a big leg up.
Puppypaw going ahead, moving out onto the gold as well. Wants to be able to, not be too far behind as far as this timing goes.
Oh, he goes advancement instead. Okay. Now that, I wonder what the thought is there, because like we've seen a lot of industry of this. Maybe it's because Knights Templar can play catch up. So like if you got scouted doing this, Knights Templar can tech up in a minute, right? So like they could adapt. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, This is one of the old builds that we saw that the Ubids have tried before. It's just sometimes I feel like if Puppypaw scouts this, which I'm sure he knows the information already, his scout's about to hit the dock vision as well right now. Puppypaw can just stop at 3 boats. And
That's
yes,
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that idles the 3 boats for a little bit, but then he just ages up and now the boats pop out and he's at an advantage again and kind of just diminishes that early advancement wing timing, but actually a fourth boat in queue it looks like.
Can I go weird here and say, like, the adaptation I'd love to see is this had been industry... Club them all! If this had been industry wing, he'd built the dock, teched up, and then built a racks, and then built a ram, right? Like, and watch the number go down! Yeah, I know. The carcasses are still attached to the sides. The number's not going to go down, but we know we're keeping count. It's like 1, 2,
I mean,
3,
this is one where if you were Puppypaw, wouldn't you just send them like slow rolling home at least? At least if they're killed, they're not next to the dock.
6, 7, 8,
so many sheep.
9, 10 sheep. Who's asleep in the audience right now? You've been counting sheep this whole time.
And there's the galley that pops on out. And let's see if it doesn't. Puppypaw already split off a fishing boat. The one extra one he made, he split it off, so he doesn't even have to worry about it.
Yeah, but let's be real here. If he gets idled on water, he has 8 sheep in his base now. Wait, is that... Oh, God. No, it's less than 8. Wait, he got 13 here? Oh, God.
That was an odd choice. 15
Wait,
sheep carcasses, but there's there's got to be like 3 under the base, right?
I was so confused. Did you see how slow the game was going for a second there? I was like, the Kingdom of France was 10 seconds, and then it just didn't move. I was like, whoa, supersonic. So we have a Springle coming out, right? But like, Archship's already there. Springle's already there. Demo's going to already be there. And you need food to build a lot of these boats.
And yeah, this is actually one that I think he needs to cancel the Springle ship. It's going to die like immediately. Actually, he can jump out with the fishing boats and heal it up. It's got to be perfect timing here.
The Demo is just waiting. He's trying to... He's pushing him away. He's pushing him away. Oh, but Yoga Fix it gets it. Perfectly timed.
And now the galley has to be canceled, right? It needs to be a Springle ship.
You say that. He's committed. There's only one Springled after all, right? Like,
I mean, I guess he can mass heal it on up. It does... It feels weird because, like, that's a win for VortiX. He did get the one ship out, but now he's pushed back. And the quicker tech timing got you a ship kill.
Yeah. I mean, this is still a weird game for Puppypaw. Like, some of his food issues can be alleviated by the wood
in the middle of the map?
I think so? Oh my god, he did.
Okay, this changes everything. Now VortiX is just going to get denied on water fully.
Yeah, he's going to get pinned on both sides, right? And
yep.
Springle ship's already coming out. The Demo is coming all the way around, by the way, but it has been scouted. VortiX, he's got the Archer ship reacting to it. Oh. Yeah, perfect denial.
Really good pickup there by VortiX. Just doing some trades. There is a villager close to the water that could get sniped from a Springle ship if it moves up on forward. But there's the fishing boats.
Interesting. The interesting thought here, though, right, is like, Ibid's a tempo, and this looks good right now, but like, that's the thing. Like, we've seen this so many times, these type of strategies on this map. It's all about the first few minutes, and you need a big enough lead to win off of that. And if you don't have that, brother, we are piecing out against Knights Templar. I mean, he already has Pilgrims on the way. That's now another thing you have to worry about. And he's already now got the dock to protect that route. You don't have any land units, so the sheep problem isn't a real problem. You could technically go deer here as Puppypaw.
Just needs to snipe out the galley.
Gets it perfectly. Demo.
Now Demo. Split by Puppypaw. Will lose one of the Springolds. Now moves back with the fishing ships. And, I mean, again, good tempo by VortiX for the time being right now.
But remember, he has no fishing boats, right? Like, nothing economically for himself yet. Pilgrims are starting to come through. He has got the horseman reaction, though. Mirrored. Chevalier going to be coming from Puppypaw.
Okay, and I mean, economies, they're looking pretty even over here so far. And remember that big loss as far as the actual water goes. If Puppypaw doesn't secure up land in a sec, it will
that was
be
quite the gamble.
Oh, Galley's just immediately taken out. It's just throwing away units, and now the demo gets to go clean up the Springle chip. This is actually looking really good for VortiX here.
And Galley sucks so much in these positions. Demo ship reaction, but he never denied the enemy archer ship, right? But the detonation connects still. Well played there.
That's a big pickup there. Horseman
arrives on the
fall
gold.
back, or yeah, villagers will have to fall back from the horseman push. And the dock actually from Puppypaw is about to get set on fire here.
Yeah. I mean, this is looking like the end of water here. He still has the central dock, though. So, like, it's not VortiX now just builds fishing, right? Like, there's still that weird position. And he's actually going to go back for fishing over there. I don't think those two are going to be joining up, though. Yeah, get started. It's a long way, boys.
Yeah. But if VortiX splits his ships up too much, I mean, Puppypaw is double docking over here.
He's going all the way. Yeah, he's just like, okay, I mean, just in case you were thinking of fishing your side, not at all. And setting one sphere was not enough, right? He had to camp the shoreline in case his opponent came back. But it does look like those fishing boats might get all the way around because of it. Pilgrim, however, will not be so lucky.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
right?
Body block.
No, you just block him. You got him. Oh, that was so close.
And the fishing boats stay alive, so they can actually go all the way to the far side and start dropping off. And I think VortiX now is going to think he's okay on water for a bit and maybe start making some fishing boats, but that might give Puppypaw the time to breathe.
I mean, Chevalier coming, Horseman coming from Puppypaw. VortiX now forced into the spears. He's taking full dot control of the enemy side of the map. It's just a full switcheroo.
Ooh, a villager does
going
get
down,
off, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to build the outpost.
Spears will arrive soon, and Puppypaw doesn't really have a good answer for that. Yeah.
It's also just like having Chevalier is weird anyway, right? Like, remember the other thing Ibids can build. Like, one Desert Raider here is pretty damning for Puppypaw.
And here we go. Now we can see that the boats for Puppypaw moving forward. Fishing boats are here to help. Galley trying to snipe out the demo, but demo just eluding it just by keeping moving.
It's like, hey, don't mind me, guys. I mean, this is the thing. Like, galleys are so clowny against demo ships these days. Demo is going to try to chase, but man, the sails does get him away. I don't think VortiX noticed because he never turned to just hit them. Remember, if you hit them when they're manning the sails, they will slow down. Oh, doesn't get the finisher?
Demo almost killed. Springle chip almost killed. Outpost on the wood line forced as well, and I think one more villager got taken out as well.
Yeah, but he's at least...
Two villagers on the ground there.
He's padding himself, though, right? Like, you remember, he's got fishing being set up on VortiX's side of the map now. Pretty kushki. 6 fishing boats already.
Yeah, so really being able to kind of be fine as far as his food economy goes, and that loss of fishing, not a big deal. Pilgrim making its voyage as well.
Yeah, this is good. Like, he's so focused on guarding the gold, he's now just letting gold through anyway. Demo's now queued up, which is really what Puppypaw needed to try and clear this Springle count, right? There's always a risk down the line that your opponent goes Teak Mass as well, just to bulk up even more with those bad boys.
I'm wondering if VortiX even knows about the fishing on his side at this point.
Right? Like, you'd think he would scout it, but his scout is with the horsemen.
Villagers, no!
Spears?
Oh!
You're getting target fired in, and there's the distraction on water.
Another villager there.
They're going to come back now. I mean, this is triple outpost that's set up. He might need a fourth because he's gone to the other tree line as well. Puppypaw is just spreading so wide. The amount of defenses he needs to feel safe here is crazy. Chevalier
does get a villager pickup on the other side. There's spears there ready and waiting, but didn't do too good of a job protecting it. And another pilgrim.
Ching. Trying to
Vortex,
push back
though,
against the
moving
water side.
forward on water, ready to take this fight.
Double demo. Isn't it so confusing to try and keep track of their military force on water when they've swapped sides on water?
Yes. It's
Huh?
full
Why has he got
circle.
two? I only see one demo. There we go. Now we've set the game up correctly.
Yes, flip the sides again. And then when they fight on land, you got to flip it back. All right.
Archable building. I don't think Vortex revealed that at all to Puppypaw. So he's just building into a counter now. Oh, freebie on the demo.
Demos? Hello?
Uh-oh.
Demos?
Oh, no. He has him on a different control group. I mean, understandably, but...
And the archers now have been found out.
Yeah, but he's not going to lose much for it, is he? He kills a spear, loses a spear. The archers are already out of range. You're pretty happy with that. War side, though. There's a one demo play, but good snipe there.
Demo gets sniped out. Looks like Galley got sniped out, but Puppypaw has a few galleys himself. Not a big deal to lose that. And is starting to stack up a few demos. And Vortex yet again, who's surprised, going for a ram. We talked about, this is a timing thing for a U-Bits. Over the longer this goes, the better this is going to be for KT, especially with the 11 fishing he has to 7 that Vortex has. But Vortex wants to full deny the gold, wants to just start taking down infrastructure as well.
I mean, it's a smart play. Your opponent is arguably over-invested in outposts at this stage. I think Puppypaw was feeling it, just trying to bulk up the main army. Does it come too little too late is now the question. Movement in. Workers shuffle away from the exposed outpost towards the tree line. Seek shelter should save their bacon from getting cooked, but one goes down.
Goes down again. I mean, I just feel like Puppypaw has just slowly been losing so many villagers. There's a galley that goes down because surely he's trying to worry about those villagers that just got dove upon. Double demo moving forward. Puppypaw has a lot of galleys though. I feel like I feel like the demos aren't going to be able to connect at all.
And it's tricky because like the other thing that's annoying when you play against Bagglers, like their masks are so good at hiding things compared to almost any other ship because of the weird triangular shape. Especially when you play north side to south, it's almost like a strategic out of Vortex.
There's one galley down.
Keep pressing
if Puppypaw snipes down the second galley, he has a demo that's on the flanking side here.
He's only got one demo left on this forward push, though. And there's now cut of reinforcements. New boats are starting to come out.
And there's the
demo gets denied.
Puppypaw, I think he's flanking with... Oh, it got sniped out as well. And
yeah, but look at the mosh pit in the base. And the demo gets in! Big hit!
Demo gets in, and at the same time, Vortex dove the base too far. He got distracted, microing on water, loses a big force on land.
He simultaneously loses both of those fights, despite the fact it was off the back of his moves.
Oh, me. Puppypaw, what a good hold there. And now he gets that, like, I can breathe. All right, he stabilizes here. There's not as much aggression coming down now.
And it's still a 4-worker lead for Vortex, but Puppypaw continues to inflate on the fishing here. Very important to remember. You know, it's just been unharassed. Meanwhile, there's still that dock up in the center, wedged from Puppypaw, that because always is a threat to Vortex, right? It's very close to where he's fishing.
Yep. This time,
the remass
Vortex going forward yet again.
Oh, it's the demo pump. It's the GG.
Oh, we have seen them do this plenty of times. The Spanish brothers love it. All of a sudden, they start pumping the demo mass. He's up to 7 demos, and you really need some galleys to be able to snipe those down. You can't, kite back with the sprinkled chips and slowly do damage like you can when there's 1 or 2.
We're just dragging the entire enemy army home here. He's got problems on water he needs to address right now. Looks like the dock was denied. Got one more boat out beforehand. But that demo count, I think he got a glimpse of it. He's reacting accordingly. 2 more galleys queued up.
And getting some extra demos of his own. So has a significant sprinkled ship lead.
Yeah, just
Galleys
50%.
should be rallying forward.
He knows what this is, surely. Jaws of the Lion moment. Pushes up. Galleys already pulling further back. There you can see Vortex. He's diving for it. It's dead obvious at this stage, but here they come. Right, he splits them up. The demo's looking for that connect, and he finds it!
And he does
Big hit! And he's not done yet. He's so efficient about this.
Unbelievable demos there. Puppypaw loses his whole naval fleet, it feels like. He had more rallying, but they weren't there in time.
No, and that evens up the boat count. But there is an archer mass building from Puppypaw. Like, his land army is actually quite scary. So, like, VortiX pushing for that water win, while Puppypaw has gradually just been building to a military leader land, it seems.
And, I mean, it is one where his archer mass is outnumbering VortiX's at this point. He's got some demos of his own.
He's going in on land. The workers aren't reacting right now because Puppypaw is distracted, sees it now, pulls away. The Pilgrim will buy some time, but love that. VortiX, now that he has to defend, he doesn't keep pushing, right? He doesn't overplay his hand here. Strike in and a move out.
Overall numbers, though, if you look at total population, 134, 130, this game is a lot closer than what we expected coming into this.
Absolute firecracker. I mean, VortiX has done such a phenomenal job to try and solve the Knights Templar problem. Most people are flat dead easily by now. Most Knights Templar games on this map are 12 minutes. He's exceeded that by 50% already, while still looking competitive.
All right. This game is just proving to be a lot more exciting than what we expected coming into this. But VortiX splits off his army. And Puppypaw looks like he wants to start pressing forward with his archers.
It's dicey, though. He doesn't have Steeled Arrow. He doesn't want this fight yet. Horseman now riding in. Does react in time. He's about to be blocked on the Seek Shelter. Make sure he doesn't lose more there, but the water is approaching again. The demo count every time with this Spaniard. 10 boom ships ready to explode. And the land armies are fighting as well. Demo's pushing in. It's a dive on the gold. It's also a dive towards the tree line. He's making 3 fights happen at once here. Back to the water. That's going to be the important one coming through. This is a loss right here for Puppypaw. Army is going to just get wiped out there. On the seaside, the boom ships, they're still lingering in there. There's about 4 or 5 counter demos to come through. Archer ships need that scatter shot. The demos don't react quick enough. There's a panic reaction from Puppypaw, but the detonation connects.
And again, VortiX,
Three
huge
more
demo plays, wins this one on both sides this time.
Did he lose anywhere in that situation? The Archer mass is now on the tree line. Maybe the gold didn't go well, but everything else seems to have gone according to plan. VortiX now up by 7 eco and able to sack those spears. There's no archers left alive. It's the perfect trade out for him in a situation where these outposts are not being garrisoned.
Yeah, the outpost feels so worthless at this point. Archers just sitting in the wood line, and they're first taking out all the military. Now,
no wheelbarrow.
Starting to swap towards the villagers. 1, 2, 3, 4,
This has to be over.
This is so over now. Puppypaw, 26 villagers he's lost, or economy.
VortiX is the boogeyman waiting in this lower bracket. What has he done here? Knights Templar, the crown jewel of Holy Island. Except for when faced with this beast. Puppypaw pushing forward on water. He knows he needs some sort of edge, but the demos just always slow down the tempo. Landside, he's moved to the other wood line at least, but with a 15 worker lead in VortiX's hands, it's all on Puppypaw to make something happen now.
Somehow, some way, this game is just still continuing to extend, but VortiX, he wants to close it out. We're getting to the later stages of his typical game timing length.
The irony, the historical irony of on the Holy Island, the Knights Templar not being the holiest. But actually the Middle Easterns instead. They do a good job of winning those crusades, I'll give them that, and it looks like it might be another crusade win soon. VortiX, just very well-tempered here. He's inviting Puppypaw in. He's got those demos waiting in the corner. Landside, we have at least had a bit of a sheep dono again. The other way this time. That doesn't matter. It's all about this water side now.
Puppypaw is moving forward on water, feeling like he has the advantage again. There is a huge mass on land for VortiX. That's where the majority of his military mass is. Puppypaw just trading demo for demo there, but 3 more demos on the backside of his sprinkled ships.
He's looking for the split, but the demos is too chaotic.
Oh my. And that should be it. That might just be the closer. We keep saying it before. He wins fight after fight after fight on water with these demo plays.
He just can't get a break here every single time. Look at the remainder of that fleet. That is a full tail between legs. No one is ready for a fight. VortiX now with the Master Smiths on the way. He wants this done fast.
Master Smith is on the way. VortiX is in every opportunity. He's controlling this game from minute, what was it, 4 on, basically, with the quicker age up time.
And now, with the fishing about to get decimated, what do you do, Puppypaw? Demos skirting in. They're looking for a clustered fish location. So the archer ships will deal with that. It's a push in for the GG hit. Can he find it? Archers able to deny the dive. He keeps the Skrill fleet alive. 75 seconds away now from that age up for VortiX. What does Puppypaw have that he can do with so little time?
And it just feels like when Master Smith comes through, VortiX just moves into the base as well, gets 1 or 2 water upgrades too, and wins water even harder than he's winning now.
Yeah, and like think about the archer ramification, immediately getting the +2 upgrade on those archers, right? Not having to wait around for the veterancy. He'll be ready to roll. Not to mention some of the boats, like archer ships, benefit from it as well. It's just a brutal position for Puppypaw. Maybe though, if he could just jam himself into that food, that could starve VortiX out here, right? Like they're both pretty heavy on water, I want to say. Obviously, VortiX with a lot more workers on land, though.
Yeah, VortiX has been able to move out to the deer, move out to the berries, a couple different spots, but still losing one of your primary food sources is so crucial for these timings. I think Puppypaw has a feeling VortiX is going up now with being able to push back on water. With the way this game's gone, there's no way he feels that he should be able to push back. But
I mean, you've got even less economy as well. Remember, he brought fishing boats forward to repair, so it's even worse than is apparent now. Puppypaw here in that age up, confirming the scariest thing that could have been coming his way. This, I mean, we talked about the impossibilities. He's done it before. Delhi versus Chinese. That was an incredible turnaround. Is he capable of mustering that out a second time in one series?
Looks like sprinkled upgrade coming through on the ships. Archer veterancy on the way as well. VortiX just waiting for that timing. Once both come through, just so much more effective fights than he's already been taking.
Nice demos. Puppypaw's like, hey, this is a pretty good strategy. It's been kind of screwing me over the entire time on water. I'll give it a try. But he's got problems on land, man. That Camel Lancer spam. Remember, he went Master Smiths. This is all intentional. Military Academy with Camel Lancer allows you to pump them out every about 24 seconds. It is absurd, these transitions.
And as we see the split screen coming on, couple camera lancers moving forward with the Archer mass. Fights going down on water, fights going down on land, but veterancy is through, and Puppypaw.
The Archer ships. There's nothing the demos connecting. He clips on like, what, 1, 2? Maybe gets a third here. He's going to keep that push going, but VortiX, sure, there's got to be some demos of his own coming. Meanwhile, on land, it just feels like a wash. At this stage, if VortiX lost water, he has the control of land to win the game.
Yeah, and even still, it's so hard to fully deny water in a position like this.
I mean, Puppypaw is not too far from an age up. I just don't know what's going to be left of the poor little doggo.
Coming out, going for the flank.
He's not moving. Oh, and it connects. I think he got the explosives upgrade. So no fleet left to push. No land left to survive. Surely this is endpoint.
He's looking. VortiX is like, where is the economy? Only 3 villagers on wood. Has to know that Egypt's got 2,000 food in the bank for Puppypaw.
You can never find them. It's the lumber camps. They don't need them, right? But if he sees that, did he just stop at the mill? He knows. The Camel Lancer has good vision. If you check it, he already sees him. That's it. GG. He does it. VortiX, 2 in a row. We're going to a 5th. The Templar can be taken.
unbelievable gameplay by VortiX. There's a reason why we've been saying he is the master of water. Crazy to see the resources are as close as they are with how it felt like that game went the whole time. The economy lead, especially in the later sides, but what a back and forth game that was just heavily favored by Puppypaw from the start with the civs, but VortiX with the execution.
Absolutely phenomenal. These two have been playing incredible today. But, you know, after Puppypaw's Delhi versus Chinese game, you almost feel like VortiX was owed one of these unexpected, miraculous matchups. But, you know, doesn't feel like an unexpected win 27 minutes in. You said it yourself. From minute 4, VortiX was kind of setting the dance pace. He was leading the tango. And now he will lead us all the way deep to a game number 5. This will be solved and resolved on Frisian Marshes.
Frisian Marshes indeed. Let's see what civs either of them decide to go with. But first, some highlights of the game, and mainly we're going to see a lot of demo highlights here. And I love that VortiX, he like will have them grouped, and you'd think that he's going to explode them all, and then all of a sudden he explodes 1 to 2, pushes forward with the next 2, and just does such a good job of continuing that.
Yeah, there was a fight earlier in this that was actually the best one to showcase. Sorry, boys, you didn't catch on the replay. He split a demo for every boat. And you could see it when Puppypaw tried to split up. It didn't matter. There was no getting away. This one was a bit more clustered and chaotic. But the first big fight that really was like, okay, VortiX is leading now. It was every single boat was checked. It was the first time he even played demo ships. And it showed exactly why VortiX is such a fearful opponent when you put him on hyper maps like this.
Unbelievable. And it's going to be Ottomans versus Mali, both civs released at the same time. We used to see them matched up all the time, and now we get to see them again, but this time on Frisian Marshes.
Yeah, and I went round and round, right? Like, at first people like, oh yeah, like, you know, Mali seems broken. Then it was like, oh, Ottoman seemed broken. Then, oh, Malian seemed broken again. And then, you know, for a while it was like, oh, well, Ottomans only if you can get to the late game. Then Ottomans, they started to thrive in this feudal presence, right? Feudal castle timings is the most recent meta that they've looked dominant in. They still have that timing in Imperial, but they don't rely on it anymore. Makes them a much more threatening force. And Malians also have been evolving a lot. You know, we've seen a lot of feudal sofa play, which a few months ago was impossible to think about, but the buffs have started to come through. So a lot more robustness for these two civs. Curious to see how it's going to play for Mali and Frisian Marshes. Just for the fishing element, like you have to be worried about Ottos doing that due to how cheap those docks are.
Yeah, and I mean, I just feel like it's one of those things too where like Mali usually are that civ where they don't have to worry about food. They're like, hey, we're gonna make cows. We're not really gonna have to go out and about on a lot of the map, and that's part of what Frisian is going out and taking the map, taking the water, the shoreline fish that's over there, whether it's by dock or whether it's just by villagers dropping a mill. But either way, you know, an exciting series so far, multiple games that just, I would say, shocked us, shocked the viewers and everything. And now we will see if Game 5 can live up to the tales of the previous game so far.
Series of the tournament for sure. And, you know, this is the thing. We mentioned, like, B and Anatan for, like, the entertainer show match thing, right? These two, when they meet, it's fireworks because of the offhanded approaches in the mid game we often see. If they get to there, of course. They're known for it. They're renowned for it. That's why it's two of my favorite players to see matched up. And the boys have delivered. Like, it's crazy. And to think after this, we still got Wham versus Anatan, which, depending on the day you catch them on, it can deliver fireworks as well. Not as guaranteed, I think, as this one, but definitely possible that we could be looking at another 5-game series after this one. That's right, folks. We're not done.
Not done at all. After the first two series going rather quick, this one is extending, even though the games, you know, we haven't seen any hour-long games. Not saying we want to see any hour-long games, but I haven't seen any things going super, super long. But even still, they've been going the distance. They have been exciting, keeping everyone on their toes.
Most definitely. And, well, this will be an interesting one to see resolve it. I mean, Puppypaw, trying to think if there's anything you can do off the hand different here. Like Ottomans, I think they have a bit of flexibility once they reach feudal, but you know, expectation is going to be either rush Madras or go for the pawns. But Malians, would be surprised if they pawn play themselves. Normally they do just hunker at home. It's like the nice thing about Malians is this is a very defensive map. They feel safe in that corner.
Yeah, and you can get some really like odd gold spawns where like behind you in between the tree lines and you're like, well, that gold's not going to get touched ever. I'm good to go. So if Mali does get a spawn like that, it is rather favorable.
that's less frequent now, though. I think that the changes they made with this version of Frisian, it doesn't happen as often, thank goodness, because it felt so terrible, right? Like, if you're a Mongols and you're like, my whole strategy is an outpost rush, and they got that back gold, you're like, all right, that's it. GG. Next game. So,
yeah, I definitely remember seeing an HRE spawn that was like that, where it's like, you're not going to be able to do anything. Good luck.
Yeah,
like, get free castle.
And that's the sucky thing, is like, when you're a Dark Age Reliant Civ and that happens, it's like, well, there's no game left, right? Like, I guess we just call it. So thankfully that has been resolved. It's not as much of a cheesy immediate end anymore. But I think we should be ready to get into game in just a second. Probably just got like a quick brush up as we get ready to go. And here we go. Ready? They're going to be set up the perfect way straight away. Oh, there you go. Game number 5, lower bracket series between VortiX and Puppypaw. It has come down to this. VortiX looking for the miracle comeback, the reverse sweep. Malians on Frisian, but Puppypaw, or the stoic Ottomans, the aggressors of feudal, here to contest.
Yeah, going heavy onto the wood line early, dropping the dock on the pond. So it is going to be a little bit of some early investment into that water for Puppypaw.
Oh, yes. As you'd expect, with a 90 wood cost, it's just so efficient for them. And also, when you're casting games, confusing for you, because for some reason to this day, Ottoman fishing boats are military vessels.
And I love the respect by VortiX. I was about to mention, I was like, you can always go for a little, Dark Age Spear. Ottoman have that cheaper barracks. You can go try to burn down some houses. But yeah. VortiX, he's already prepping and planning for that. And this actually, gives Puppypaw a little bit more tempo, where VortiX is spending wood on an outpost. He's spending wood on extra economy. That's also less houses that VortiX immediately has around, drawing up some gold. I'm wondering if he's just going to stop building it at like halfway on, 3/4 of the way up, and just leave the last tap to see if he needs it.
I wish more players would do that, but they don't. No, it's like, I've talked to players about this, like, in theory it's a cool idea, but then at that point you've spent all that time building it, you might as well just get it for the advantage of a safe place and vision. Like, you're right, like, having the extra 100 wood, the extra gold gen around it. The fact he's already prepped a mill, though, suggests that that boy is going up. No doubts about it, but... Ooh!
Oh, okay!
Oh, there you go! You called it, VortiX! He will go for the cancel. I love
it. I love the play here. So once he scouts around, he probably sees the docks now. And then, more importantly, he's going to need to see the base, make sure there's not a barracks play. I think I just saw him cancel it and do a house instead. That's
really freaking cool, because, like legitimately, I talked to players about this before, and they were like, At that point, I'd rather just have it, because I've just spent so much time building it. But maybe Malian's the exception to that rule. Like, I was talking to them, we were talking all kinds of things, like HRE to save their gold, right? That doesn't make a difference, but as you called it here, it would mean less gold if you have to go that way.
And he gets the full set of houses around. It's not, 6 and back away. It's 7 and the mining camp fully ready to go over here. Puppypaw, though, already 3 fishing boats out and should be able to continue to produce here.
Whoop, whoop. This UI counts fishing boats correctly. We're happy.
Yes, indeed. It was always the most confusing. You're like, they're up 5 what is the economy?
You're like, how is he not winning with an army that big? And also, why has he skipped worker? Oh.
Oh. And then there was the time where I think it was Delhi scholars used to count for economy for a bit, and then it was military. It was just
and the problem was Delhi originally counted the fishing boats as military.
Oh, that was it too, yeah.
But that was fixed. But the reason why Ottomans have that problem still is because they were their fishing boat model was shared with the Delhi one, I believe. So when they updated the Delhi one, they didn't update the Ottoman one, so it still was doing that weird behavior. Even though Ottoman boats didn't have an attack. That's the reason Delhi ones originally got classified. Yes, it's a weird game sometimes.
Puppypaw, though, he's going for the late proxy barracks in the stealth forest.
Oh, that's interesting.
Moving up with the villager, trying to go for an outpost as well.
What?
Let's see if VortiX, brings a few villagers over to the Manticore, tries to finish it up, or just rushes the archery range right when Age Up does come through. And
that's what I prefer.
Snipes. Oh my god, look at the body block. It's so annoying.
It's like, but the problem is it says get the outpost up, racks to fill it up. Maybe you do just arch it. Like, I can't believe it. What if we just built the blacksmith in the center as well? It's like everything there. Because you're really delayed with this move, right? Like, sure, you're going to block his greed, But you still have to burn down these houses somehow.
Oh, look
Oh
at the villager
no,
pull.
the villagers, they're coming through. Outpost
See
denied.
the micro, though. The second villager is here.
You can't save this. It's gone.
There's no way. It's gone.
And now what? Archery range probably straight away, so you can't do it afterwards. Yeah, it's already there. Oh, damn. And yeah, he recommits 2 villagers. But the archer's already queued up.
Yeah, archers, or multiple archers queued up. See if the villagers can tank up enough of the fire with a little bit of some micro
He needs
play.
to burn
And
again.
villagers
Yeah.
pulled yet again, this time with
You
the
have to.
archer.
Yeah, the archer will just start sniping on the villagers, right? Because if you get this denied one more time, Puppypaw can't do it. And great micro is the body blocks. He just needs to stop him reaching it. But no, there's a cap! Oh, come on. There's hesitance to commit here.
Oh,
He gets the
pulls
shivs.
out.
Smart
One
play.
goes down. Great play by
The archers just go.
Vortex
Archers just
here.
go. Here we go. They can chase this now. There's no wheelbarrow, right? So they can actually catch him. Instead, he's going to deal with the spears. Madrissa is on the way. Puppypaw got a lot of idle time forced out of Vortex. I would say normally this is not worth, but you have to remember that Puppypaw has fishing boats as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, while he does lose one villager, he does have economy to make up for that villager loss.
And the idle
I think
time.
I think Vortex even idled out his TC to do that. If you look at the total villager, there's 6 fishing boats, and Puppypaw was just up 7 actually.
And Vortex has killed one, right? So yeah, definitely. Something went wrong here. I don't know. Did he go textiles? Like, I mean, it's the type of
there's a
sieve that
flat
could be
line.
the gold,
You can
right?
see the flat line on the bar.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
means no
cool.
villagers being produced. But looks like by either of them.
Yeah, I can definitely see like the health of these villages that would make it easier to sell right now. Yeah, it's definitely no textiles, yeah. Which, I mean, it's the type of thing you might have expected out of Mali just because they have the gold lying around usually. What a rough one, though. Puppypaw now with a healthy worker lead. Now, I imagine we're going to be going for like maybe a 3rd dock here. I don't know if he feels he needs it. Maybe just get the military schools in instead. I've seen a lot more players preferring to get military schools in feudal again. Whereas for a while, it was you kind of turned your nose up at it. Like, oh, those production rates suck. I'd rather just wait until castle.
Right. Instead, though, we are doubling, tripling down. Going into Sipahi Archer for Puppypaw. He does have that proxy barracks, although I'm not sure how much use it's going to get later on.
But you have to go burn it. That's the value. Ooh. Sofa's coming through, though. And, this is an interesting matchup, right? Like, this used to be really Ottoman favored. And I think it still is. Sofa's has muddied the war a bit, but like Sipahi with meta and Imam rotations can beat Sofa, right? And if we ever get to Castle, I would say Malians look best there with the Archer Sofa combo. But if we get to Imperial, it's always that Janissary threat, right? Like most Malian success strats are Sofas now. So like that's something to keep in mind. Like, there's some spikes for Mali around Castle, I'd say. Other points in the game feel that they're still really good for Ottomans.
I mean, 5 cows already for Vortex, though. That's definitely starting to equalize the difference that those fishing boats make. The big difference, though, is those are shoreline fish. Those run out over time. So
Yes.
there will be a point where Vortex all of a sudden has a better, much, much better economy unless Puppy continues to expand onto water further and further.
Uh-oh. No one's going to protect that guy. Sofa's trying to because 4-2 got activated, but like one Sofa's not good enough. Great strike in Puppypaw. Able to get the work kill and get away. And remember, that's important. He's got the imams. Sofa's still
Warrior
chasing.
scouts running on around.
Yeah, so like Sofa are slightly quicker than Sipahi. Remember correctly. It's 1.75 versus 1.73. So technically, you can chase them down. It just takes a really, really, really long time.
Yeah. More importantly, the Vortex trying to deny some of that vision from Puppypaw too. Scout gets taken out by the Warrior Scouts, and now Puppypaw's vision's all going to be coming from the military mass that he is putting forth.
Yeah, but he has the big advantage, those imams. That's why Vortex, even though he's against Sipahi, has been blobbing up archers. Sure, there was a spin play earlier, but he knows those healer boys are going to be part of the factor. And like this is the scariest point, I think, for Mali in this matchup. Like, you feel like you have to play upfield because the fishing, but your opponent has got so many advantages, auras, healing, and attack speed or melee.
Puppypaw doing the same thing we've seen him do in the previous games. Just circle around with those faster units. Try to find some picks here and there. Imam's here to try to heal the... Oh no. Imams? We're good. Staying alive. Villagers out and about onto the deer. And one just immediately gets taken out by the Sofa and Warrior Scouts.
Sofa are vicious, man. 17 base damage. Then you got the Warrior Scouts to 7. A lot of push power. Yeah, like I said, the movement speed is just comically similar between these as well as the thing. Like, you never really should get a good hit in unless your opponent's negligent. Oh, hold on a sec. Wait. Careful with that Sofa, though.
Puppypaw was feeling confident with the one spear trailing, but, you know, Vortex knows create enough distance and then you can connect without the spear connecting. Sofa count, though, looking, you know, healthy, but look at the other side.
Look at the cow count.
Oh my gosh.
Right, like he's
Cal's
rushing
real
this.
happy.
Like, is he? Like, I think he likes just being the only one. So is it not the opposite? Right?
Well, as long as the cows don't get killed, I think he's happy with it. He enjoys
I don't know about that though. Like, you know, like if I was a Charizard, I wouldn't want someone to suddenly discover like 15 more of those first edition shiny Charizards, because then I'm worth less. You know what I mean?
Okay. I see where you're coming from here.
You know, rarity, is based on scarcity. And then, like, if the cows get together and they discover how to use the hoofs to use keyboards, then he's out of a job. We've all seen Planet of the Apes. We know how easily it can happen.
I feel like this is the point where Puppypaw needs to start making a move soon, or else, like you said, that cow count, that economy count is getting scary.
It's not as bad as you think, because the problem for Vortex with rushing this is, like, Puppypaw is setting up for a convergence point of about 30 Sipahi to dive in. He just needs to make sure he does it before Age Up completes. Otherwise, Veterancy comes in really swift so far.
And all of a sudden, we're at 8. Oh my gosh, 17 cows.
Look at the food count, though. Like, 17 cows. Great food income. Looks at Puppypaws. Huh?
Yeah, 23 Sipahi out on the field.
3 more queued. He's got that meta aura. His boy's drumming hard tonight.
Vortex are forward. This is a perfect dive point for Puppypaw. He does have ranged armor.
He's been waiting for it. This is dicey, man. Like, there's not enough room in that TC for everyone. Sipahi rotating around the back. They're cutting the retreat point. They're looking for those archers as well. He'll ignore the workers for now because they're not going anywhere. Papa is bringing it home. Look at the melt!
All throughout the whole entire archer match, you blink and there's 5 archers left. Not only that, the archers jumped inside the TC. Villagers don't have anywhere to go. Great cutoff from Puppypaw.
This is it. NA Pride, rise high! The dog has done it! Puppypaw with this dive! The imams haven't even been targeted down! The AoE heal is still going! The meta may be gone, but so too is Vortex's workers!
He's down 18 all of a sudden in the blink of an eye. And did Puppypaw even lose many Sipahi? It doesn't feel like it. He's going to be able to take down the pit mines, take down houses if he wants. Sofa forcing to dive here to this.
He'll just retreat away for now. I mean, this is great damage. How do you tech up? Vortex doesn't have the reserves. He's switching Donzos now at 41 to 49 eco.
And Puppypaw knew this already. Look at his archer count. He's already starting to pump the archers because he cleared so many of the archers on the other side. Continuing to dive yet again, idling out more and more villagers. Pit mine almost to the burning stage.
And then, it's temperament. Puppypaw knows that he wants to keep pressure up, but he doesn't want to full commit the dive. That meta needs to arrive again. Once he has that, he puts on his snorkel, he puts on his flippers, and he dives deep into Marlene territory.
One more torch should put it on. Oh, he's one torch away from putting it on fire there from the Sipahi.
He'd rather have the kills, though. Just momentum. Don't let your opponent recover. Smother him. A pillar of Sipahi to suffocate him out. Choke point hold from Vortex. He's got a few Donzos in there. A few Sofa remaining. A lot of Sipahi now going down. Remember, Puppypaw, he lost the Imams on that big dive. He got a big edge out of it, though. Can he end the game?
And there's the pit mine, almost going down here, still sitting on top of it, forcing VortiX to fight here. VortiX has to fight here, has to hold this position, or it is all but over.
Net is
still
here.
15 healthy Sipahi.
He's got the aura now. This is big. If there's just ranged units left, you go range form. If there's a bunch of melee blob sofa, you switch melee armor.
And,
He chooses attack
it might
speed.
feel great that VortiX has 20 cows, but that's his only food income. And
Yes.
while that's fine, that's not really fine when you see what Puppypaw, he's on deer, he's on berries, he's on the twin minaret, he's everywhere he wants to be.
More than that, Dabston, how does he even go age up if he doesn't have gold? Like, that's the goal. Puppypaw understands it. Like, diving that tree line is risky. Taking these veins away, that's the point. That's the design of Frisian. Safe corner makes you feel defended, but the gold requires you to be present. He's struggling with that right now. The Gonzos are building up. Puppypaw could genuinely just choose an age up from this type of position. I love the fact that it is continuous attack.
And I mean, look at the income per minute. VortiX is sitting at, 1,400 total probably. And Puppypaw's sitting at 1,400 food per minute. That's not even including the other things he has.
Still plenty to gain, right? Like, remember, he never extended into the extra ponds. He's only on 2. There's just so much more he could get, but VortiX has snuck out. So far are entering his economy. There we go. Gets in on the gold workers. Puppypaw might be too distracted to notice, but great reaction. Pulls away. Likely to still go down, but big clash into the Marleyan base. Military numbers are tight here, however. VortiX.
Donzo into single digits.
Yep.
Archers just focusing down the Donzo the best they can here.
Yo, this is so
loses
hard.
all the Goldvilles.
It's so hard to finish this. Like, it's always been the nature of AoE 4, right? It's like this type of dive to end the game in feudal versus just going castle. But you know why he's doing this. It's this. The risk that if he chooses castle, that Fulani goes online and all of his hard work is for nothing.
Sofa trying to dive, trying to protect this pit mine area again. The Donzo number isn't that healthy, though. I feel like Puppypaw's still feeling in a great position here, still up 16 economy. 19 cows, though, still working hard. I think VortiX actually popped one out. He's needing to eat the cows now. That's exactly what he's doing.
Might not be able to afford to replace him at this rate with the gold mines going down. Still with those Sofas trying to raid, but they're on the way home now. Look at the numbers. Like, a direct fight isn't as tragic as it once was for VortiX, but he still has a huge issue with just how many Sipahi are inflating the value of this Ottoman army.
Yeah. Puppypaw still circling around. Hasn't been able to reinforce with the big mass quite yet. A lot of those units are at about half health. He wish he has those imams he dove with, but the dive is why he's in the position he's in.
He's looking at the meta kills. That's one down. If Donzo's just turned to throw a jab, they could finish that off, and that's Oregon. Puppypaw will get away, but VortiX now with the military lead.
And Puppypaw, he is out of fishing for those boats
again.
that we saw.
He just keeps sneaking in. I mean, VortiX is a perfect understanding at the point where the game looks most screwed. He didn't just sit at home. He went to work with those raiders to try and claw this back. And it shows in the worker kills.
Puppypaw, though, finally getting that benefit of, I think he just started building his 3rd military school, so he has some extra production for himself as well, and just trying to snipe out the Sofas. The Sofas are the high-cost unit that VortiX has, and makes it very, very difficult if he's able to keep that number thin as well.
VortiX, what a recovery this would be from his position, but Puppypaw's food burst is starting to feel like the type of game where maybe he needed that castle. Like, yes, he's got that triple military school, but we're seeing the fishing is looking bad. He's rush fishing. The fishing boats have already drained. So he's got a lying economy. You need to take 6 off of this number, at which point he doesn't feel like he's in control of this game anymore, right? This is now at a point where VortiX could easily start to take full control.
Yeah, VortiX is feeling in a fine position. You can see the dotted line for the economy. Technically, VortiX is a slight bit ahead as far as military goes as well. And
Still
more
hemorrhaging.
villager kills.
He's just so good at this, man. VortiX, we saw this with the French game. Like, it's kind of reminiscent of that. The moment you let up, the moment you let him breathe, let him do what he wants. Like, this is what VortiX is renowned for. The unbridled aggression, but ever since he started to develop some time in Age of Mythology, came back, Scream of Beastie, changed the playstyle a bit, he didn't lose his character aggression, but he understood the discipline of it better than I think he ever has in the history of AoE 4. This is the scary form of VortiX we've all been waiting to see truly shine, and he's looking to give a right shiner to the right eye of Puppypaw here. Army marches all the way across.
Yeah, and it seemed so good for Puppypaw, but now VortiX is seeming the one in full control, diving forward with the sofa, diving forward with the archers, canceling out all the reinforcements Puppypaw was sending across the map, and
Donzas are moving.
Puppypaw and Sapahi are diving into
stealth
spears,
forest.
I think.
Yeah, the stealth forest is dicey. He runs headfirst to the Donzos! No scout! The sofa can block this. The sofa can block this retreat. But instead, he goes in again! Getting in position.
Is can Puppypaw close the gap onto the Archer Masters? That's what he's going to try to do.
I don't think you want this. Surely. He goes in for it, though. It's muddy with the sofa. The Donzo are just behind him. He needed his tuck tail. It's one slip away.
Here.
One slip away from a Spanish victory here. That's all it now takes. One moment to make a hero, to make a champion of this series. And he's got him on the ropes. Puppypaw's eco leader lie. The other time as well. And the sofa, you don't need that many of them in these choke points. Just a few to hold it back. The trade out on the archers. The Donzo count still looking good. VortiX, he's here to stay. Puppypaw, there it is. The Janissary point. The get me out of jail free card to clear that cav wave and keep him in this just about.
The Janissary is so crucial. That Vizier point was so needed for Puppy. That get out of jail free card.
There's only one. But if you get caught again,
easy to snipe.
You know how it works in America. You get caught again, you go into prison for life. That's how it feels here. These Janissaries have to do so much, but they are not threatened. VortiX, that dive, he sacked a lot of the archers and a lot of the front line. He can't hang around anymore, so it's a full retreat. He's still with the cow forever. Meanwhile, Puppypaw is becoming more and more reliant on those military schools to keep reinflating the Sapahi.
Has the triple military school trying to close the gap onto the archers yet again. Rest of the army is trailing a little bit slower.
And he's just ignoring the sofa. It's going to hurt him on the health bars, but they've got big health bars after all. However, the more Donzos that show up, the worse this kind of gets. And look at the aftermath. Light cav count gets cut in half.
Yeah, I feel like he needed to have the range mass there with him. A little too close to home. Flying a little too close to the sun, I mean. And, geez, this back and forth, this has been living up to the Game 5 expectation we were talking about. Sofa again are circling. No scout there for Puppy. Stealth Force just... he just barely scouts it out. Janissary's there, too. Should be able to get a few of these Sofa picked up.
This Janissary time is really frustrating as well. Like, oh, just build archers, lol. Against Sapahi? That's the dicey part about Puppypaw's last fight. Losing so many light cav actually enables VortiX to reinflate his archer count, which eventually solves all the core problems.
Yep. Trying to do some burning again onto the pit mine. VortiX over onto the gold. He's gathered more than enough gold for Castle Age now, but Castle Age isn't what they are thinking about. Does look like he's stalling his queue a little bit. Archers...
It's just gone.
A little further forward than expected. Janissary's still hanging around on the backside, making sure the Sofas have to overstep.
The Jannies are gone.
Into range of
There's
the
three
archers.
left. He's just sniping them down. There's just VortiX. He knew what he wanted. He gets rid of all of them. The control groups as well. Puppypaw sacks them. No gunpowder left. It's all Sofa, baby.
This is looking like full control of VortiX. Don't be fooled by the economy count up at the top. The 6 fishing boats still worthless. The military mass still in the favor of VortiX, and cows are just constantly gathering that food up.
This feels like the killing blow moment, right? Like, the thing that kept Puppypaw as a threat was those Janissaries. Now look at what VortiX does. I'm just going to back off and tech. Puppypaw says, I'm not done, though. He looks to mirror, and look at that timing. Perfectly mirrored, starting the tech ups from both.
Grand Fulani in, MIA in. Both players matching each other's moves, but this is one where the Grand Fulani, when you're in this position, like there's times where like you know, Mali's playing against a 2TC. They're down 30 Vils at this point, and they're still absolutely fine. Puppypaw circling, could hit some villagers on the berries, but doesn't spot them out. Just going for the pit mines yet again. No scout, like you said, yep.
Yeah, the irony of going MIA when all your fishing is MIA, right? Like, I mean, he's so far on the map gathering deer, and he also has a long walk, actually, Puppypaw, when he's gathering that. Like,
Three villagers come, the pit mine doesn't even go down.
And man, this is like Puppypaw getting this nice little tech up into military school, being buffed a bit more, great. But now you have to ask the question, can passive production outpace Ulani Cow?
Doubtful.
Very doubtful. But if we get Imperial, I mean, that's the problem, though. It's just such a big jump to think about that.
There's the imported armor, all the techs, and I mean, this is the Mali army, the Mali advantage where those techs come through in the blink of an eye. Puppypaw just started veteran Sipahi, and that is just feeling like too little too late.
Remember what we said, like, this is the time in the game where Malians have a favorability, right? The Castle Age, I think, is where they look most competitive. Because the Janissaries is threatening, but not that threatening yet. Especially if you start having mass Toxin archers against you. Sofas with the imported armors, like, this is the go point. Especially considering at this stage, the idea of, like, melee armor, the ranged armor for the Ottomans, and the meta, less valuable percentage-wise. This is the time. This is the moment that he's been looking for, and he's going to ram those sofas straight down his throat. Import armors in, the body block! He catches them all!
VortiX going for the throat, and the throat he has found. All of the villagers over on that woodline falling. He splits the archers, splits the sofa to just be that front line. Gets a lot of villager kills, but more importantly, not losing the military mass for it. All of these units are veteran upgraded, have the extra upgrades compared to Puppypaw. Veteran archers aren't in for Puppypaw yet.
No, and this is the thing. Those Sofa, just look at the health bars. They're not dying. They're just not going down. It's never ending with this front line. The push continues. The military difference. They were neck and neck at 60. Now it's a double up. There's no going back from here. VortiX has done it.
Toothpicks, and VortiX comes back with the W. What a series.
Reverse sweep to leave your mark, to make a statement here in the lower brackets that you are the boogeyman that all need to beat. What a way to do it.
I mean, what a crazy, absolutely crazy game. Mali is the civ to do it on, you know, the less villagers. They always have the cows. They always have that extra eco that people fail to, you know, fully think about. And not only that, it's the micro, the continued aggression, the continued uptime of all of VortiX's military.
Phenomenal series for the two of them. Like, they left their heart in the court. You know, you could feel it with these two. And what a story. Like, you know, Puppypaw, that Delhi Chinese game, we thought it couldn't get more mind-boggling than that. But I think this game, like, this is the cherry on top. After VortiX's impeccable Holy Island game into this, in a game where Puppypaw had that succinct Sipahi timing that looked like it should have been it. It should have decided it all. It should have been the end, and NA pride and NA hopes looking high. Now, NA only has one horse left in the race, who will be playing up next against Anatan. Wham! It all lies at his feet. If he goes out, it'll be European dominance again at an Age of Empires 4 event.
What a crazy, crazy final game of that series. It's just one of those, and I'm sure, you know, Puppypaw watches the replay and he's beating himself up for certain moves he made, but it can't just be that. VortiX played exceptionally well on those last few games there, and I mean, that is a series that definitely lived up to the expectations, exceeded the expectations.
And, you know, VortiX, I mean, he's got to be riding on high after that one. That was something else to behold. Like, you know, the level of skill that we're getting. Like, you go back just a year ago, you know, you get this in a semi-finals, grand finals. Like, we're getting it so much early in tournaments because the caliber of skill. But you know what? Let's see if he's shaking with excitement. Let's go talk to the man, the myth, the legend himself. We've got VortiX on the line for an interview. Yeah, you go for that stretch, mate. That was an intense series. Oh, mate. First of all, congrats. Like, run me through how you're feeling right now, because that that had the intensity of a grand finals to it.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like I'm trying to convince myself that this actually happened. It's actually crazy, right? Like I thought I was out of the tournament for sure after losing with China. But well, I guess I managed to calm down and play my best. Also a little bit I mean, I'm super happy, I'm not gonna lie, but also kind of bittersweet because I know how annoying it is when your opponent crashes when you have like a slight lead. And I know it must have felt really bad for Puppypaw. I'm really sorry for it. I mean, I have no control over it, but obviously very happy on my end.
Yeah, I mean, like we felt that too. It's like in some ways the spawn could have been like looked better some ways for him in the remake, but like he done a really good job on. I was impressed by the way before the remake that he locked in that area. But I think we start with that Chinese deli game. We have to talk about that, right? Like I was losing my mind. I'm like, how are war elephants like this? What's meant to kill them? How were you emotionally stable after that experience? Like that must have, even for a composed player with experience like you, that must have been a bit of a tilt factor that you needed to reset from.
Yeah, I don't know. That game was very weird from the beginning because I didn't really know what to expect from Delhi on that map. Like I thought, because I saw him play the other day and he actually against Marine Lord and he was going for a really weird build. So I'm like, maybe if he picks it on Alta, he wants to go for the weird build. So I didn't know what to expect, so I wasn't ready when he actually started controlling the secret site. Even though I scouted it, but my brain wasn't working, I think, on that game. So yeah, like after that, I thought I was super ahead, but like you said, I don't really know what's wrong with Delhi's eco. I guess it's because they have every economy for free, right? And the elephants, I don't know. I didn't scout them, so I didn't even react, right? You should make crossbows, but even then, I think once he gets like 2 elephants out, it's like no way back for me.
That's a tough one. And then, you know, the other tough one, you weren't able to crack that cookie, but we were all flabbergasted by the Holy Island game. We got to talk about that because Knights Templar, it feels like a default win when you see it on water. Run me through the flow of things. Like, did everything go according to plan that one? Because you executed that with such great elegance.
Yeah, I think it went perfectly. Like, the most important thing when you want to play like that is he cannot see your villager, the villager that's going to dock. He cannot see it going through, right? If he scouts it, I think it's very easy for him to just pull out of wood, H up a little bit earlier, and it's really hard for you to match his eco, and he just defends the dock, right? But because he didn't scout it, I think he actually H'd up very late. Like, I think he made 4 fishing ships, when you should make like 2 against that. So yeah, from there everything went according to the plan, right? I won water on that side. At least I didn't know he actually made that dock on the other side until very later. But I won the one side, and then I can chill and push on land. He has committed a lot to water, so I was scouting and I didn't see any production building. So I felt like the game was really chill from there. But I guess like KT's eco is just so good that at some point I actually didn't know if I was ahead. Still, like he had so much stuff, and both in water and land, that I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, it got comical as well. You mentioned that switch. We kept flipping the UI. We're like, well, whose boats are these the whole time through? But mate, it's phenomenal. Congrats on still being in the tournament. The rounding out forts here, you know, was Puppypaw. You can be as honest as you want this. Out of all the players in this lower bracket you think about, apart from Marine Lord Lucifron eventually, was Puppypaw the biggest one you were worried about?
Yeah, I really don't like rematching against people. I feel like I start thinking stuff too much when I draft, and I end up doing very weird stuff when I'm rematching someone. I'm like, he's gonna counter everything that I did, so I really need to change it. And also Puppypaw, he's very good in general, right? He's always been one of the best. So for sure, I was really respecting him. I thought it was gonna be really hard. But honestly, once I drafted, I thought it should be comfortable for me, but actually ended up being the probably the least comfortable series in my life.
But mate, you delivered. Like I said, grand finals level performance out of the both of you. I always say you two in the arena, it is something about it. It very rarely doesn't deliver, but big congrats. Go get yourself some well-earned rest, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.